I got stories for you, man. We'll start with this. Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez.
Oh, boy.
Are they over again?
Really?
So everything I'm seeing does not look good, Kathy.
Well, and weren't there, I mean, there was a few pictures and videos of them kind of like not looking so happy, her yelling at him,
And
stuff
they were
like that.
they were always able to sort of course correct. Like there were times like the Golden Globes, he seemed disinterested. It seemed like they were snapping at each other, but it's like everything seemed fine. The thing that I'm seeing that seems to indicate there might be something is they haven't been seen together. He apparently might be living in another location. Preston, I'm sure you have the
I do.
the story.
I do.
And
Ben,
wait, they are married, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
remember
Ben
they had the big marriage.
Ben has apparently been staying alone at his house in Los Angeles, away from Jennifer, as rumors grow louder about the two calling it quits. A report from In Touch this week alleged that the two were over, and Ben has apparently been staying in the house for about a week as well.
Nothing is over.
This time, I think it's over.
Batman's weighing in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Tell me, is it over?
Nothing's over.
Listen, seeing him at the roast, he looked weird. He presented weird.
Really?
And these are the confluence of events that lead one to believe that there might be trouble.
Maybe Jennifer Garner's going to get her pool boy back. You never know. He could swing back
I'd
around.
like to apologize to Jennifer Garner and her pool boy, Ben Affleck, for incorporating them into my fantasy life.
Yes.
I apologize to anyone who's been offended
Didn't mean to
by
cut
my
you off.
fictional creations, Chris Lagan, the philosopher of evil, and the skull
Go
sealer.
ahead, Kathy.
Casey,
I'd like to apologize.
Jesus. Casey, I watched the roast after we had talked about it, so I knew that there was but I didn't think he was all that awkward. I just thought he had Botox, and he
looked
wasn't that
coked up to
funny.
me or something.
It could have been Botox. You're quite right. Some people have suggested it could have been Botox. He looked puffy.
Yeah, and just not really, he just wasn't all that funny. Like it was
Well, I have a feeling, and I'm not saying that this is the case, but one little relapse, and she's going to drop him like a bad habit.
So
I'll
maybe.
guarantee you.
Well, that's probably, listen, he's my favorite Batman, and that should get him far in Hollywood to know that he's my favorite Batman. But there are the signs there. Jennifer Gardner,
I'd like to apologize to Jennifer Garner.
she helped get him out of that first bout with it, turned his life around. This seemed like such a great story that they had this romance and then they separated and they were more mature. Again, we don't know for sure, but all the signs are there that something's up. And she apparently was, it appeared to be house hunting with a friend earlier in the week.
Okay, while the couple has been spotted by themselves a lot over the last few days, they have been sporting wedding rings and paparazzi photos and press events as well. Ben has also apparently had a busy schedule. He's filming The Accountant 2, so it's possible.
I apologize.
I get the feeling that Ben is wildly inconsistent. I think that he'll go stretches to just being just fine and being a good, loving, doting father and husband, and then like he probably just has these dark sides that show up occasionally, and when they do, it's very taxing on your partner.
I think that's exactly right. And I think that of the two, I think Matt Damon, that's why Matt Damon has been as long. I think Matt Damon gets him.
Yeah.
And I think the problem is he's probably always apologizing
I apologize.
for his behavior.
So it's possible that Ben and JLo not being seen together recently all comes down to clashing schedules, but this is the tongues are wagging about this.
For whatever it's worth, what Dickie Barrett didn't say about Ben Affleck a couple of weeks ago kind of rang true with me. And I was just like, all right, I kind of get it.
He had nothing but accolades for Matt Damon. And listen, I have no doubt that I've seen Ben Affleck at certain things. He's in an interview with Kevin Smith, and he's great, and he has a great sense of humor, and the Duncan stuff's been funny. Yeah. But I do believe he's troubled, and I think a lot of it leads back to the bottle.
And Dickie Barrett said nice things about Casey Affleck.
Yes, he did. All right, other celebs. There is a boycott happening on socials, and Kim Kardashian and Taylor Swift are the latest stars to feel the effect. The movement took off after the Met Gala with, quote, normies blocking A-listers.
Can't stand normies.
Because of a range of issues and making a statement against the one percenters. We're the normies, Steve.
We are. I know.
Yeah.
I can't stand us.
So they're making a statement against the one percenters. Kim and Tay have lost thousands of followers by day, but there's still, millions and millions of followers they have, so it's unsure what effect, if any, the boycott will have, but some people are apparently doing that. So Will Smith has fathered 3 kids, so he knows a thing or two about being a dad. Plus, let's not forget, he's also had rapped the song Parents Just Don't Understand, so bonus points for that. But the actor and rapper had a few words of advice for father-to-be Justin Bieber this week. He sat down and talked to E.T., and he said, I have 3 kids, and there's really nothing that anybody can tell you.
You remember when you smacked Chris Rock?
Smith said with a laugh, he said, it's like we're all winging it. And he added, the best advice I ever got was that they're not your kids, you know?
Can I tell you something? On my home planet, I was a well-respected botanist. And here I am talking to you. What the F happened?
So he said the best advice I ever got was that they're not your kids, you know. Them kids belong to God, and you are a shepherd.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, so that's it.
Are we done now?
I don't know what the hell you get from that, but whatever.
I'd like to apologize.
I'd like to apologize.
He's. What is the status with him and his Jada Pinkett Smith?
Jada Pinkett?
Are they legally divorced? Are they still carrying on the charade?
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. I do know this. It's a fresh start now that 38-year-old Megan Fox, who celebrated her birthday, the actress had turned 38 yesterday by wiping her Instagram account of all photos and removed anyone she previously followed. Fox's account as
Good
of...
to see her smiling, though.
Her account as of yesterday morning shows that she still has no posts. Nick just checked it. Nope, no posts yet. Does not follow anyone on the platform and still has 21.9 million followers. No word yet from her on why she purged her Instagram, but she did.
I'm fascinated by this process of purging because once you get back on, doesn't everything return?
I don't know. I've never done it.
Do you just clean the slate?
I mean,
start anew?
I think you can do both.
Okay.
I think you can wipe everything
All
out and start anew. Or you can, Steve, sort of like mute everything and hide it and then
pause it.
Essentially pause it and then relaunch it.
So Bridgerton star Nicola Coughlan has had it with body shamers. As season 3 for the hit series began filming, the actress decided to take matters into her own hands, working closely with on-set intimacy coordinators so that she could present how she wanted to present, specifically putting everything on display. She said, there's one scene where I'm very naked on camera, and that was my idea, my choice.
So she's Rubenesque, right? She's a larger woman.
Yeah, she's a large gal.
Yeah, she's Lady Whistledown. It must be in the new season.
It's in the 3rd season.
Okay.
It just felt like the biggest FU to all the conversation surrounding my body, she said. It was amazingly empowering, and it felt beautiful in the moment, and I thought, when I'm 80, I want to look back on this and remember how effing hot I looked. Coughlan said she feels great about the nudity in the season because not only, she said, did I consent to do it, but I drove it.
I don't know what she looks like.
She's pretty. She's pretty. She's cute. She's more. You would not expect her to be the romantic lead in a Bridgerton story, but I think that's what they're trying to do.
It just sort of sounds like she's my type of chick.
What's your character's name?
I forget the name, but she's
she goes by Lady Whistledown.
Lady Whistledown is like the
spoiler alert if you haven't seen the first season.
Oh yeah, shoot, first 2.
First 2 seasons. Like you don't find that out to the end of the 2nd season?
No. I can't remember. I can't remember where you find out
because it's the focus of the whole thing is who is Lady Whistledown.
Really?
We just told you.
Then who's Barry Squeaky Farts?
Kathy told you. Sorry.
All right, yeah, Kathy. What the hell?
Yeah.
It's the 3rd season. Catch up.
You dumb bitch.
Yeah, she's a little bit bigger. She and they set it up in the previous seasons for her to be the one, the love story. Like you see it coming, you almost feel bad for her because that's what the show is about is people pairing up. So you feel bad for her that she's trying and she thinks maybe she's found somebody and then no, she hasn't.
And I think I misunderstood. There's more than one actress that plays this character.
No.
Penelope?
Lady Whistledown?
How about?
Well,
now you're confused. Leave it at that.
Yeah.
Now
So
you
that
can
could be
watch the
that could be a
show.
spoiler alert.
That's voice only, the one you're looking at.
I see.
Yeah. Okay.
Kathy, look at this over here. Because I think I'm confusing
Yes.
myself and I'm probably confusing everyone else.
Preston is correct.
Okay.
All right, so the probing eye and sharp as razor blade wit that is South Park has fixed its gaze on the Ozempic craze.
Of course.
So it's going to be called South Park, The End of Obesity. It will premiere on May 24th on Paramount Plus. The streaming
That's
event
great.
will explore how the, quote, advent of new weight loss drugs has managed to have a huge impact on everyone in South Park. When Cartman is denied access to the life-changing medicine, the kids jump into action, according to the synopsis. So I'm sure that they will have an absolute field day with that stuff.
They're still great.
Yeah. Steve, speaking of great, Shogun will no longer be a limited series, despite the show's creators saying that they only wanted to adapt the book and as a complete story. FX is working with the estate of Shogun author James Clavell to make 2 more seasons after the first season ended up being such a huge hit.
Well, has anybody watched it? Because I watched it. My wife and I love it. It is incredibly. Apparently, again, I was watching this historian of feudal Japan, and he was saying how incredibly accurate it was. But it's just amazing, and I'm happy to hear this. I think from what I understand, they took liberties with the original book, and actually made it a little bit more badass.
Okay.
But it's an amazing, and Preston, production values would be akin to Game of Thrones.
Awesome.
It looks that good.
The show was originally billed as just 1 season and covered the entirety of the Shogun book. It is not confirmed at this time where the story will go, but the show's writer and producers are back.
I know where they're leading it. Next year should be the year they all graduate from Rydell.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Sure enough.
You never know. WandaVision spin-off series has had a permanent name now and a premiere date. It is titled Agatha All Along.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and
I saw the trailer, yeah.
The series stars Katherine Hahn, Joe Locke, Patty LuPone, and Aubrey Plaza. Agatha All Along has gone through at least 4 name changes before Disney settled on this new title. The series will debut with 2 episodes on Disney Plus on September 18th.
So WandaVision remains... If I look back at all of the Marvel shows, I have to say WandaVision remains my favorite.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was
because
cool.
I didn't know where it was going. I found it very emotional and
unique.
And unique.
Super unique, yeah.
They left a lot of questions unanswered at the end of it, though. Like you have no idea what's going on with Vision and White Vision, and I'd be interested to see if any of those characters find other ways back into this Agatha series.
Yep. Casey, this is for you and me because we're watching this show. The hit Netflix sci-fi series 3 Body Problem isn't coming to an end, but hasn't been renewed. It's somewhere in between. The streamer announced this week that it has ordered additional episodes instead of a new full season 2 order. In a press release, Netflix said that the exact number of seasons and episodes will be announced at a later date. The series debuted in March, spent 3 weeks at the number 1 position on the Netflix top 10, plus another 4 weeks lower on the chart, and it also scored a 79% on Rotten Tomatoes, all of which made it a big hit for the platform.
So what are you thinking? What's your assessment of it?
It's really good.
Okay, and Casey?
Yeah, it's unique, too.
Agreed. And I think that they knew all along or felt all along that this was going to continue for a few more seasons. Otherwise, they wouldn't have even started it. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm listening to the audiobook as well. I've stopped listening to the audiobook until there is a confirmation that this will continue.
All right.
I'm not digging the audiobook though.
Okay.
I think I just don't like the narrator.
Are you just holding the book up to your ear?
Yeah.
That's the problem. There's actual recordings.
Shake the book a couple of times,
Okay.
and then that might straighten it out.
But it's a really neat concept.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
People have been raving about it.
Yeah, it's pretty
I'm just
cool.
watching too much. Like Shogun.
I know.
All right, we're going to jump right to new movies opening this weekend. The movie If is a family comedy, drama, fantasy, stars Ryan Reynolds, Emily Blunt, and Matt Damon. If is about a girl who discovers that she can see everyone's imaginary friends and what she does with that superpower as she embarks on a magical adventure to reconnect forgotten ifs with their kids. It's an hour and 44 minutes long. It's rated PG. Wide theater release, Rotten Tomatoes score, 54%. Also opening this weekend is Back to Black. It's a biopic drama starring Marissa Abela, Jack O'Connell, and Juliette Cowan. The extraordinary story of Amy Winehouse's early rise to fame and the making of her groundbreaking album, Back to Black, told from Amy's perspective and inspired by her deeply personal lyrics. The film follows a remarkable woman behind the phenomenon and the tumultuous relationship at the center of one of the most legendary albums of all time. It's 2 hours, 2 minutes long. It's rated R, wide theater release. It gets a pretty low 36%. It's too bad. Tell you what, though, the Amy documentary.
Oh, excellent.
Fantastic.
Just watch that.
Yeah, it's really well done. All right, let's do the clips here. Famed wallflower Penelope Featherington is getting a glow up for this season of Bridgerton. In this clip, Nicola Coughlan recalls her favorite interaction with a fan of the character.
I was in New York and I was at One World Trade Center, so the Condé Nast building, and I went to the desk and they kind of are checking you in. It's very high security, of course. And they were like, "Who are you? What do you do?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm an actor." And someone was like, "She's in Bridgerton." And she went, "Ah, you're Lady Whistleballs." And I was like, "Sure am."
What's your name,
Lady Whistleballs.
Lady Whistleballs. I love it.
That's terrific.
And by the way, Kathy, she just gave it away there, too.
Yeah.
So there you go. It's no big deal. The new episodes of Bridgerton are streaming on Netflix. Here's the next clip. The miniseries Franklin focuses on the 8 years that Ben Franklin spent in France to convince Louis XVI to support America during the Revolutionary War. And in this clip, star Michael Douglas reminds us of the extraordinary life of Philly's famous forefather and what he led.
First of all, he left school when he was 12 years old. He was a printer, a writer, a publisher, starting universities and all of his inventions. Then at 70 years old, the Continental Congress asks him to go over to France and get support. And I was trying to think what 70 means in 1776, when the average age was 39.
Shut the f*** up!
Series finale Franklin is streaming on Apple Plus.
I have no idea if this show is any good or not. I cannot get past the poster because every time I look at it, it just looks like Michael Douglas dressed up like Ben Franklin.
It looks like Ben Franklin doing the cover of Men's Fitness.
Or Steve. It's Michael
Zempic.
Yeah. It looks weird.
Or Michael Douglas is doing a Ben Franklin skit on SNL or something. You know, and that's totally me judging a book by its cover.
I completely get it. To me, that's a distraction.
Yeah. You generally want somebody who's a little bit heftier in size to play Ben Franklin. But Michael Douglas.
They should have got the guy who plays Reacher, Preston.
Oh, my God.
It's got a 71% Rotten Tomatoes.
Michael Douglas is amazing.
Yes.
He's amazing, period. So maybe he pulls it off.
But the audience score is a 51%. So what do you trust in that?
I don't know. Yeah. I trust me.
Go with your heart.
You got to go with your heart, son.
Listen to your heart.
Roxette.
That's a stirring rendition.
Was that from a movie, right?
Was it?
Yeah.
Well, but I know it must have been love, but it's over now.
That's from The Patriot.
No.
That was from Pretty Woman?
No.
Yeah. Yes.
I think so.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Yeah?
Pretty
so.
Woman. Yep.
Right. You never saw Pretty Woman. So shut up.
No, you're right. I have never seen Pretty
By the
Woman.
way, Preston got something right this morning that you didn't.
All right. Nick had his headphones in.
We had a lengthy off-air discussion, Nick. You didn't even hear it.
All right. So when I say these two words, what do you think of?
All right.
Howard's Hardware.
I don't think I think of anything.
Okay. Because I said Howard's Hardware thinking of one thing.
Yeah, so sometimes we'll say something out loud. It's a pop culture reference, and somebody else will go, "Oh, that's blah, blah, blah." And I go, "Oh, Teen Wolf." And he goes, no. And I sat there and thought about it for a minute. I'm like, well, what is it? And you said?
Happy Days.
And I said, no. Howard was Mr. Cunningham's first name.
Yeah.
So it was Cunningham's hardware store. And I said, Teen Wolf was Howard's hardware store because their last name was Howard. And then we got on this full conversation, and I went and confirmed it all.
It took about 20 minutes to confirm everything.
Yeah, and then Casey had said, well, what about when he's doing the backflips on the van? That's a Howard's, that's the hardware store. It'll say on there. I'm like, no, that's the Wolfmobile.
I'm like, yeah, but it was a hardware store van first.
And I said, no, Styles got it as an even swap from somebody else.
I don't remember that in the plot line,
Yes.
but you're right.
But it was this lengthy conversation about Teen Wolf and Happy Days.
Not to eat up any more time,
Sure.
but let's just do it for quickly. There is a show that everyone is sending me links to, and I forgot. I had a massive brain fart, but it is a pop culture-based new game show that is coming out.
Okay.
And
Really?
I think it might be from the people of Jeopardy.
Yeah. It's called like Pop Jeopardy
yeah,
or something.
Pop Jeopardy.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
I saw the teaser for it the other day, so I'm intrigued.
I am intrigued.
It sounds almost a little bit like VH1's Rock and Roll Jeopardy they did a few years ago.
Yeah.
Which I didn't
It wasn't
really.
that good.
Jeff Probst wasn't a very good host for that. But yeah, they're gonna tailor the categories and stay away from Shakespeare and the Table of Elements and blah 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 and all that stuff.
That'd be interesting.
I love that idea. I'm all on board for that, so hopefully it'll be solid. All right, let's take a break. And as we take a break, Paulsboro High School, want to remind you, you guys are voting for coolest teacher. We had Joe Malashevsky from Sun Valley High School in Aston, PA. He won from there, and we gave him his award today. You guys have till Monday to vote. So if you go to Paulsboro High School, maybe you're on the wrestling team. Apparently, they had 307 consecutive wins. We looked that up. It's insane.
Why would you even go over there to compete?
Yeah. So text the word teacher to 39333. So let the school know that you guys are on board for that, and you have till Monday morning at 6 a.m. to get those votes in. We're going to have Ian Bagg, comedian, Punchline, stopping by today, and we'll have May Pang of John Lennon lore stopping by. It's really cool. We had some great guests. We're going to break and be back in a moment. Stay with us.
Preston and Steve.
Or where?
Yeah, is that something you have to be ready for when you're heading out and it's going to be really hot, or boobs? One of the things you got to worry about getting all sweaty.
Yes, my boobs sweat, but I think it depends on. I mean, I can't speak for girls with smaller boobs, but I mean, yes, like I have an underneath part and also my cleavage.
Really? Oh yeah. So it's
where there's close proximity.
Skin on skin.
Yes, skin on skin.
Now you're not gonna see it. It's not gonna drip through my clothes.
Oh
or
my
anything
God!
like
Are you
that.
kidding me? It looks like you've been shot in the chest twice every time it's warm outside. No,
But-
you don't see it, but you're in air condition when we see you.
Yeah, and also if you, if I were to work out in a cotton sports bra or a cotton shirt, you would see it. You would see it there.
It's almost like pits, but with
But
a T.
T.
Yeah.
Well, boobs are the new pits, Preston.
Oh, I wish you could have said it.
Knockers are the new pits instead of.
Why can't we say that word?
I know it's so innocuous. It sounds so friendly too.
In fact, there are birds that are called tits.
Yes,
So
yes,
there, I said it.
absolutely.
Titmouse. All right.
Let's just talk about the birds.
Well, it was quiet Wednesday evening in Blue Springs, Missouri, when the police radio crackled with word that a holdup alarm had been triggered at Cerullia's local adult novelty emporium. When the store manager spoke with police dispatchers, he provided a physical description of the tattooed man who stole $90 in merchandise.
They call it cash.
The suspect fled on foot and was running to the grocery store with he said, quote, running north to the grocery store with two of the biggest dongs I sell.
Dude, now I sell some big dongs, but he took two of the bigger ones.
An officer described the suspect as a white male shaved head tattoo on his neck who stole 2 dildos and a bottle of lotion.
Yeah, he stole one of them there lurches, which are huge, and one of them Sasquatches.
The manager recalled swiped a $47 11-inch All-American Ultra Whoppers curved dong intended for use in a strap-on device.
Yes, I'm curious. Do you have the ultra-wide curved dong?
It's the American Ultra Whopper.
Put it aside for me. That's ROMANO. It is the Ultra American Super Curved Dong. Is it not? What is the vein situation like with that? Oh, very good.
The vein situation. The thief also stole
Would you say there's the end of it? What is that like? Is it wide? Is it wider? Well, I'll come in and see.
And
Is it online? I want to take a look at it.
What's the return policy on that, too? The thief also
You can
stole...
always resell it on the yard sale site.
Yes, on your Facebook site.
Kathy actually
Ladies.
saw resale on
a dildo?
Yeah.
It was
Are you kidding me?
It was a glass dildo. A woman sent it to me, and I emailed her back. I'm like, is this for real? She goes, I promise you, I saw it. And she said, like, a few hours later, it was taken down.
That is crazy.
Now, the thief also stole a 10-inch dildo and a 4-ounce bottle of Doc Johnson's Joy Juice lubricant.
Hi, I'm Doc Johnson. You have trouble in the sack? Things get a little chafed?
With more than 60 stores, Cerullia's, where romance finds fantasy, describes itself as one of the nation's largest and fastest-growing specialty retail chains.
Oh, Cerullia's, where romance finds fantasy. May I help you? Yeah, we got about 50 different types of dildos. Come on in. It's romantic. Yeah, we have this thing. It's a dildo attached to a jackhammer. Very romantic.
Founded in 1992.
You'll be whisked away on this piece of hardware. It's going to tear your bunghole out. Romance is the name of the game here. It really is. We got a pneumatic drill with 12 rotating dildos on it. Very romantic.
It doesn't sound that romantic.
Paris is springtime.
Yeah.
It's where romance
Have you
finds.
walked along the Champs-Elysees?
It's where romance
Did you ever
finds.
see American in Paris with Gene Kelly and Leslie Caron? Very much like that. What is it? Oh, it's a bazooka that shoots dildos. Like walking with your lovely one along the sand.
This guy says he's a proper pronunciation.
He's trying.
I got to give him that. All right, so anyhow, founded in 1992, the firm offers an impressive collection of lingerie, vibrators, and adult toys, and romance essentials.
Romance essentials.
The description prompted one cop to...
Yeah, it's like what Wolverine wears, except the blades are dildos. It's very romantic. Very, very romantic.
The description prompted one cop to identify a possible subject by name and suggest that a fellow officer sit by the man's residence. He said, if he shows up, quote, you'll be looking for 2 dildos and a bottle of lotion. Raven Simone and Annalise Vanderpool, who have been great friends since meeting on the set of That's So Raven, returned to the sequel series, Raven's Home.
Raven's Hole?
At Raven's Home,
I'm sorry.
H-O-M-E.
Because I would have watched the first one.
Bold new step on the Disney Channel.
Raven's Hole.
Tonight after 11 p.m., Raven's Hole.
Disney After Dark.
A lesbian unchained. That's so Raven.
Here, Isaac Ryan Brown.
Raven's Hole.
You know what we should find, Steve? We should find some audio from old classic porn trailers.
Oh, yeah.
Because they were just like that.
Absolutely.
Raven's Hole premieres tonight at 10 on Disney Channel.
Raven's Hole.
New video and images show what it was like inside a Philadelphia-bound jetliner that encountered severe turbulence on Saturday. In video taken by Los Angeles area ophthalmologist Evan Fang, the captain can be heard saying, "Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain. We really apologize for the unexpected bump. We were expecting some light turbulence."
We're gonna die! We are gonna die! I didn't need to become a pilot. I'm good at math.
Wow.
I had career options, and here I am. I'm gonna die with you losers.
Wow.
No, he said it was
unexpected.
Totally unexpected.
A few minutes ago, I made some statements that were absolutely inappropriate, and
Apologize.
I sincerely apologize.
We asked our captain to make an assessment, make sure everybody is okay. Again, we sincerely apologize. We don't anticipate any more of that. We want to make sure, as always, that you keep your seatbelt fastened.
Always, man. Listen, I flew a lot on our vacation. We took several flights, and unfortunately, I've drilled it into my kid's head. I'm like, you keep that seatbelt on, no matter. You never know. I mean, it could be, it could just be a sudden, quick drop of a few feet, and boom, you hit your head on the ceiling. It doesn't take much.
Well, that's what this was.
Yeah.
I've seen the stewardess on one flight. I clearly remember she actually held on to the 2 seats and her feet lifted off the ground. I'm like, it's always when they're not putting that up for the hell of it.
Nope.
Fang shot the footage taken inside.
Thank you, Fang.
American Flight 759, just after the plane shook and dropped in extreme turbulence.
Handed the camera to Uncle Fester.
I actually had a friend in college named Fang.
Flight attendants had just started serving drinks and people, beverages, and anything that was loose in the cabin went flying. 3 passengers and 7 crew members were injured. 2 flight attendants were the first to be treated by doctors on board. One suffered a dislocated shoulder, and the other had fallen and hit her head and shoulder.
Wow.
Dr. Fang says that he worked with 2 other doctors to make sure that there were no major injuries.
Dr. Fang.
Yes. Cousin, it was okay, though. Yeah, nothing. Nothing ended up happening. Wow.
They made sure that there were no... Oh, jeez.
I would like some of my potion, please.
The grog going back with the steam coming out of it.
Right.
This is for you, Mr. Fang.
They made sure that there were no major injuries and that the injured were stabilized.
Just the way I like it.
We're going to get through this.
No.
First day back, man. We got to have some fun.
I got it. FAA officials say the flight crew reported severe turbulence while flying over the North Atlantic Ocean. The flight had taken off from Athens, Greece.
According to the polling website, Ranker, there's some good polls on there.
Yeah. Yes.
I'll check it out from time to time.
Better than state slogans, right? We found out?
Yes. But they have come up with the sexiest accent in the world.
Is it different for men and women?
You know what? I was trying to figure that out. I didn't see anything about gender
So it's just one.
breakdown. So, yeah. Okay. Because I think it might make a difference between men and women.
Yeah.
It's in general, yeah.
The accent that I find, one of the accents I find sexiest is not so. I wouldn't see it being so for men, but women, I find this accent sexy. So anyhow,
all right.
What do you find, Kathy? Is there a certain accent that you find attractive if you hear it?
Man.
That's just kind of like ooh.
You know what? I like them all. Like I do like Australian. I like you know
like that. It's sort of very. To me, it always seems difficult to be Australian and talks like if you talk like us, it'd be a lot easier.
And then maybe an Italian man speaking English with his,
yes,
with
penis
his Italian
out.
accent.
Not with his penis out.
Hey, take a look at this. It's a Johnson. It's right there for you to touch, eh?
According to this website, number one sexiest accent in the world is the Irish accent.
Oh, wow.
I love a British accent as well. So in that general area, British, Scottish, Irish, though there is certainly distinct differences.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you what. I have a few friends that are Irish from Ireland, and sometimes it is hard to understand what they're saying.
Oh my
Well,
God,
we were just listening to Sinead O'Connor.
Yeah.
And obviously she was in a desperate state when we were listening to her audio back and trying to determine what she was saying.
But while talking to these guys, sometimes there's a pause in the conversation as my mind is trying to process what they. I'm like, okay, all right, yes. The answer is yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I know what you mean. Yeah, and especially
flying squirrels in the Poconos. I'm sorry, I wasn't listening. What were you saying?
The second sexiest is a Spanish accent.
Yeah.
I like that. I almost said Spanish.
Now, I don't know if that means Latino.
My Spanish professor in college, I love the way she talked when she spoke English because she was from Madrid, but she had an English accent because she had learned her.
Was it sexy?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, dear God.
Ooh, your gym shorts are muy bueno.
Nick, I have a question
Did
for you.
you just come from playing one of your sports? I love the little boy sweat on you.
Sounds kind of manly.
You look like a little girl. In your little diving shorts with your not yet formed body hair.
But actually, I wouldn't mind hearing from people who do have accents. It might be transplants or have never been able to shake that accent.
Give me your sexiest accent, right?
Give us a call at 215-263-WMMR, and let's hear you speak a little bit, and let's see how that sounds, and especially if there's any Scottish ladies listening. I do want to hear that. Or Spanish.
Preston, I'm sitting here on my speaker when you talk. Vibrating my lady bits.
So the third place, so you have
Metro traffic on 93.3 WMMR.
Casey, let me know. Chuck wanted us to play this song that we'll get to next. It's new from Slash, and he's got an album of covers, and he's got a variety of different guest vocalists on there. And he did a cover of Fleetwood Mac's "Oh Yeah,"
Great song,
with Chris Stapleton on vocals. It's pretty cool. So
I heard a little bit of it. Yeah, it does sound really good.
Yeah, we're going to play that next. So when we come back a little bit later on. So if that sounds intriguing to you, then you should stick around, dear friend. We are going to dive into the Connoisseur segment at this very time, dear friends, because it's a thing we do on Fridays, and we've got some guests coming up later on.
It's time for the Connoisseur.
It is.
That's it.
All right. And
Great edition.
Before we get to the actual meat of this, there is an email that I wanted to read. It's from Laura Grunning from Somerset, New Jersey, and she writes, "Good morning at Preston. I have been a loyal listener for many years and listened to the podcast from the day before every morning while getting ready for work while my husband sleeps, and sometimes he listens in as well. Well, about 2 weeks ago, while the Connoisseur segment was on, he asked me if you guys actually have a real bell that you ring, and I told him that you do, and I've got it right here. And he said, "Oh, that's really cool," and that was it. Well, today An Amazon package was delivered to the front porch with my husband's name on it. And as I brought it inside, I heard what sounded like metal screws or small pieces rolling around in the bag. I asked him what he ordered, and he told me that it sounded like it might have been broken in transit. And he asked me to bring the bag to him on the couch in the family room, and I did. And then went into the kitchen. And as I walked back in the family room, I heard the bell ring, and he goes, "Order up!"
I love it.
He liked the bell you have on the show so much that he ordered one for the house.
That's really funny.
And he also shared with me that after hearing the segment, what you did, the segment you did a while ago about the Aztec death whistle.
Yes.
That he almost ordered one of those as well, but never did, thank God.
We have 2 of those bells, by the way.
And then she writes, "So thanks for ruining my life as of now. I will be hearing that stupid kitchen bell ring both on your show every week and in your home and our home on a daily basis." But she says, "Just kidding. I love you all, but please don't bring anything worse than the Aztec death whistle onto the show in the future, because we might wind up with one of those as well. Have a great week. You guys rock."
Could you imagine if they used those in restaurants instead of the bell?
Instead of the bell. Order up. All right. So speaking of order up, we're going to have our first story from the Connoisseur, and then we'll get into, oh, by the way, when we do the movie clips this morning, we have tickets. The prize that we will have are tickets to see the Garfield movie. We have a screening of it on Sunday, UA King of Prussia. It's 3 o'clock screen.
Yeah, early.
So we're giving away that exclusively for this. Maybe you guys saw this. This is quite interesting. Indiana Superior Court Judge, Judge Bobet, ruled on Monday that tacos and burritos qualify as Mexican-style sandwiches.
I saw this.
Yes.
The Supreme Court. Okay.
Yeah, the Superior Court. So the ruling settled a dispute between restaurateur Martin Quintana and the Allen County Plan Commission over the type of establishment allowed in a strip mall. Quintana had initially faced opposition from the commission due to a prior agreement limiting the strip mall to restaurants serving only, quote, made-to-order or Subway-style sandwiches.
So there was a gray area for him.
However, Judge Bobet determined that this restriction did not exclude Mexican-style sandwiches.
I mean, I kind of agree. Like, if that's it has to be in that category.
Mm-hmm.
Is it really a sandwich?
Do you consider
No.
consider them sandwiches?
No, but if it has to do with how many of these type of restaurants can be there, I agree with him.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I think it's this guy wants to get his Mexican restaurant going.
I don't
he
think
had a little legal loophole to go through.
I don't think it's outlandish for him to be in there. It's like we go. We're not going to get into it now, but the conversation over whether a hot dog is a sandwich.
Right.
Yeah, it is.
Right. So the court agrees with Quintana that tacos and burritos are Mexican-style sandwiches. Bobet wrote Monday in the civil case. The dispute stemmed from Quintana's attempts to develop the property originally zoned for residential use into a commercial space. Despite ongoing legal battles, the court's ruling allows Famous Taco, that's the name of it, to proceed, though the commission's denial of an amendment remains in place pending appeal. So
it's still going on.
But now it's got me thinking of the idea of creating a Mexican sandwich.
What would be the Mexican sandwich?
Using bread instead of tortillas.
Yeah.
Then it's not Mexican.
I know, right?
Well, I mean, can you use a thicker type of tortilla? Almost like, is there a tortilla that is almost as thick as like pita?
I'll tell you what was one. It used to be. It was one of the ones that scarred me early on. When my father was trying to introduce me to Mexican food.
Yeah.
And they brought me to, my younger brother loved it, Taco Bell, and they had a thing at the time called the Bell Beefy, which was simply a hamburger roll with the taco meat in it.
Okay.
It wasn't very good,
right.
But that was a sandwich.
Yeah. So I guess you would, you could take any type of bread, but what would you put in it? So you could use either, beef or chicken that's seasoned with taco seasoning.
Shredded cheese.
Cheese, lettuce, tomatoes, anything that would be in a burrito. Now, beans might be difficult. Because that's kind of beans and rice are the messy part of a burrito. But you usually don't have beans in a taco, so you wouldn't have to have that. I guess. Yeah.
Avocado on it.
Yeah. A little sour cream.
So I'm sorry, I was just trying to figure out what this is. So
she has a lab built here right now.
No, a torta.
A torta
is a Mexican sandwich, but I don't know if that's actually like Mexican ingredients or is that just what they call sandwich. And
torta.
I was looking it up, but it came up as Italian, not Spanish, so I don't know.
I always thought was a total waste was the tostada. Essentially, I think that was a tostada. It was the flat corn tortilla with all the taco stuff on top of it.
Just open face, that's
Just
all.
an open face taco.
it.
Just an absolute mess.
Stop lying.
Does anybody eat that without just making a complete destruction of it?
I agree.
If you break it apart, isn't it just nachos?
Or
taco salad.
Taco salad.
Taco salad.
God, I was a fan of the taco salad.
I love the taco salad.
Especially the bowl, the tortilla bowl.
That you can eat.
Fantastic.
When you've had Taco Tuesday, or we do our turkey tacos, and then you have leftovers, you can crunch them all in together and make a taco salad.
Yeah, I made burrito bowls for dinner last night.
Oh, I love a burrito bowl.
Yeah,
really
good.
Yes,
I
I
think you
would
would,
have come over for dinner.
I would have French kissed you.
No, I would not have.
No? What about just a
Mexican
kiss
is
on the
my
lips?
favorite food.
Really?
Yeah, for sure.
More than Italian.
Yes.
Okay.
I used to
I should
despise
have
it,
been
and
Mexican.
Really? So that when you're going out to a restaurant and you have your
Yep.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
I miss it. Rochelle hates cilantro. She gets a bad physical reaction to it, and there's so much in it that when you go to a Mexican restaurant,
to be careful.
You got to be careful, and you got to make sure. And are you really sure you don't put? So.
So I don't like cilantro either, but mine isn't. I'm not going to get a reaction. It's just not going to taste good to me. So
Yeah.
I can still go to that, but I get that.
Shell gets the squirts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
How much?
there you go.
How much of your love for Mexican food
Has
is
to do with
based on the
margaritas?
margaritas? Yes.
No. Yes, I love margaritas, but no, I genuinely love the food. Like even if I've gone to a Mexican restaurant and not ordered a
right.
margarita, if I'm not drinking that night, it's a weeknight or something like that.
And follow-up question: if you're not drinking a margarita and you're having Mexican dinner, what is your second drink of choice?
Like alcohol?
Yeah.
Another margarita? Different kind of margarita? What?
Different kind of margarita.
Mango margaritas, pineapple margaritas.
I don't want a
Come on, man.
margarita. I want another kind of margarita.
No salt on this one.
Yeah.
Kath, I love Mexican food. It is maybe my favorite cuisine, but my menu options that I go to are super limited. Like,
So-
you know what I mean? There's probably only like 3 things that I'll get.
You love it, but you stay in your
I
in
stay
your
in my
zone.
lane, yeah.
And what is in that zone?
Hard tacos. If I go to a Mexican restaurant, it's either a chicken enchilada or hard tacos. Usually, if it's the first time I'm going to a restaurant, it'll be a ground beef taco.
Have you been to, because you are doing the stuff in media, have you gone to La Catrina?
Not yet.
Oh, dude,
Not
you
yet.
gotta go there.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, I really enjoy the food, and their margaritas are like perfect.
Okay.
I go to there's another place you go to. Sorry, Preston waved me off.
No. I'm just saying I want to go to this call. I go to Elements. Yeah, which is a really good
They
place.
got great trace digest.
Do they have great?
Yeah, there's
taste
one right
tests?
over here.
There's one in Skipback. All right, so let me go to Ian real quick, and then we're going to move on to our next set. We're going to do our first movie clip. Ian, morning.
Morning, you guys rock.
Thank you, Ian. All right, what do you want to tell us, sir?
Yeah, so you guys are talking about actually Mexican sandwiches. The word is not strictly Mexican, but a lot of Mexican places will have a torta on the menu, which is a sandwich, but usually with like Mexican style, like meat and stuff in it. So like I grew up actually in San Antonio, so I live up here in Jersey now and listen to you guys every day. But
thank you.
But like down there, a lot of Mexican places would have these tortas on the menu, which are sandwiches.
All right, so describe exactly what would be in a torta. What kind of bread? What are the ingredients?
So it's usually like a crispy or flatbread. So it's like a crispy bread, not quite like a panini, but it is sometimes. But it's like a crispy bread. There's usually like lettuce, like spiced meat, and sometimes you'll get like carne asada in there.
Yep.
Sometimes I've actually had one the other day where they made a birria torta, so it had like the birria meat in it, and you can dip it in the.
All right.
sauce.
So we're looking actually at a collection of sandwiches that are claiming to be in the torta realm. If you could pan a little bit to the side, there's kind of like a burger thing that was up there. Yeah, there we go.
Those look good.
They look
ones are
good.
strictly like Mexican style tortas, and it's like basically what you would get on like the type of meat, like but in a sandwich instead of a taco or a burrito.
So it's kind of just so that there is a sandwich on the menu, but it's not steeped in Mexican tradition.
That I don't know, but I do know a lot of Mexican places serve them.
All right.
So-
Hey, Ian, I got a question for you. I don't know if you have an answer, but I'm looking for a better spice for my ground beef when I'm making tacos at home, and I'm kind of over the store bought like like
the packet.
Yeah, the packets. Is okay. You got something for me?
Yeah, I mean, it's not the packet, but I mean, a lot of places use like the adobo seasoning. That's always pretty good.
What is it?
Adobo.
Adobo. Repeat after me.
Like, it's not the packet,
Adobo.
it actually is a seasoning. Like if you go to the spice aisle, you'll see like it's their alphabet. Look for adobo. A lot of Mexican cuisine will use something like that. But
all right,
that's the best I can really offer. Like I think.
What about tahine? Tajin.
Tahine.
Tahine. Do you have any preference on that?
Mostly I put it on corn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So like, we're gonna make corn tacos.
Can you cook for us?
No. Thank you, Ian. Appreciate it, bud. We'll see you later.
Bye.
And you can get some. I mean, if you just use chili powder and cumin and salt and pepper and maybe some spices and.
Case, I actually have a good homemade one that you can make. Believe it or not, I can actually.
No, you can't.
Well, with I did when I was in my cooking days when I was young and cared. I would make Mexican food, and I do have. I actually got it from the restaurant school. Remember?
Yes,
I did.
They're great.
An endorsement with them, and
I need this.
It was a great. Yeah, let me. I think I still have it somewhere.
Okay.
I'll find it for you.
Yeah, because whenever I
Get
go
it at Kathy's house.
Whenever I go to a Mexican,
No, I'm not cooking for people. I'll just send you the recipe. Sorry, Case.
That's all right. Just whenever I go to a Mexican restaurant, the first thing I get is the ground beef tacos. And the seasoning, that it's milder, it's not, as in your face, is the stuff that you get in the packet.
Okay. All right, let's play a clip. Let's play a movie clip, Case. This is food related. Let's see if we can identify the movie. And we have these Garfield passes for Sunday. UA King Prussia, 3 p.m. is when the show is. So here it is.
2 different fortune cookies.
It's not fortune cookies. Let me take a look.
All right, 215-263-WMMR. What movie is that from? Order up. All right, so in the course of their jobs, bartenders, because we do talk about food and drink during the Connoisseur, they get to see a lot of different types of folks and learn about their temperaments and preferences. And this also might start to lead them to see some patterns, noticing what your preference in booze says about you and slightly judging you for it. So recently, BuzzFeed rounded up a handful of these cocktail-related stereotypes, and here are what some of the bartenders said about what people and what they order.
What they presuppose about people based on the order.
Yep, so tequila on the rocks with lime. You are a wild party person, and you love to tell stories about what said tequila made you do.
Oh, yeah.
Another one says, if you order absinthe, I'm going to assume that you have at least 5 leather-bound books from the 1800s and maybe 3 friends.
I tried absinthe once.
One time.
Once. And it was disgusting. It was like drinking wood.
But did it make so? A friend of mine, she traveled home. It was before you could get it here in the United States, and she brought a bottle home. And some of my friends did less than a shot of it.
They were out.
It was I looked at them. I'm like, it looks like they're on heroin. They were knotted out, heads on the side of the couch. It was bizarre.
I remember and trip on it and stuff. And apparently, occasionally there are hallucinogenic, psychotropic effects or whatever for some people. But for me, it was nothing. It tasted bad, and I was like,
same here.
This is enough, and I don't need to do it again.
Yep. All right, the guy who orders Jack and Coke is just waiting for a good fight in a couple of hours. Here's another bartender says, I assume that people who order martinis are high-functioning alcoholics.
I love this.
You are a lush, I can tell by looking at you. I want to fight you.
Long Island iced tea. This
our boy Kyle.
This bartender says is international alcoholic lingo for I'm just going to get effed up tonight.
That's true.
And people, man, when that first debuted, and I was living on Long Island, as they say, at the time, people were just getting destroyed by those things. Sure.
Yeah, when I was waiting tables back in the day, we would go out on a Friday night afterwards. So our night wasn't starting until 11, 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
My first drink was always on Long Island.
I see.
All right,
Yeah.
let's just prime the engine.
Put it in gear.
Really prime it.
But when you want to get classy, then you have the mind eraser.
Yeah.
Well,
there was
that was later on.
What is a mind eraser?
Mm-hmm. I don't know what's in it, but you drink it out of a straw. We would do it 2 people would drink the one at the same time.
Wasn't it Jaeger or no? That was my mind eraser.
It's a fairly simple drink.
Yeah.
And so 2 people would drink it with a straw out of the same glass, and you would slam it in one shot.
Wow.
And I remember the handful of times I did them. The next day, I was like,
totally.
I don't remember parts of the evening. Here
I'm
you
with
go.
you.
A Mind Eraser is a layered cocktail recipe made with Kahlua, Sprite, and vodka. So it's pretty simple.
All right.
Yeah.
It doesn't even sound that
It doesn't sound that tasty, does it?
Potent, but
It's got a great name.
there's another drink, Steve, that is like a Long Island iced tea. It's called a Mother, and it started, I believe, in Margate. And so when we go to this bar,
Right.
I'd ordered a Long Island iced tea a couple times, and then the bartender told me about the Mother, which is essentially, I mean, it's almost like the.
As in mother effer?
I don't know why they call it a Mother,
Right.
but it did start in Margate, but the concept is the same. It's just throw a whole bunch of stuff in here.
All right, here's a couple more. A glass of Chardonnay. You're probably married to an old rich guy.
Nick, are you married to an old rich guy?
Yeah, that's me.
We never knew.
Nick, I was waiting for you all night. Were you out with your fellows?
Sorry, Pappy.
If you
upstairs,
let's go make love.
If you order a Negroni,
I
you're
love a
probably thinking your taste in cocktails is as complex as your record collection and facial hair.
Wait, what's a Negroni?
I don't know. I've
I
heard
think
of
it's
it.
a Japanese beer.
No.
No,
I
it's
don't
a
think
cocktail.
it's a Japanese beer.
It's a cocktail.
What's the thing I'm thinking of?
Like
Oh, we talked about this not that long ago.
Sapporo?
It's
Sapporo.
it's a gin drink.
Yeah. Yes. All right. Yeah.
Oh.
A
It's an
cocktail
Italian.
made of equal parts gin, vermouth, rosso, and Campani, served on the rocks and commonly garnished with an orange slice.
Often called Japanese beer.
All right. Fireball with soda makes me think you're under 25, you don't know yet your limit, and you very well could end up the night throwing up all over the dance floor.
How long has Fireball been around? Because it's I've never tried it ever.
Well, you can't now.
Yeah. But
it's
was it around 12 years ago?
I don't know, but it became popular, in the last decade.
What is Fireball?
It's like a cinnamon flavored whiskey. Is it whiskey?
I don't know if it's a whiskey or not. I always thought of it as like a cordial, so.
It's not. It's actually
whiskey.
not bad.
Really?
I mean, listen, I'm not going to order it.
And why did you say you can't get it now?
No, I can't.
Casey can't have it now.
I thought
I can have
I thought
it.
it killed people or
Kathy's
something.
drinking it right
I bet
now.
She's drinking it right now.
Somebody get me Fireball.
When we did our Leap Day birthday party, I got a whole bunch of mini bottles of Fireball to put in the pinatas.
Yes.
So our listeners took some of those home.
All right, just a couple more here real quick. Apple Teeny or any other cocktail that ends in teeny says you're away from the kids for the weekend. And then we'll just do one more. It says, if you're ordering red wine at a bar, you're pretty much telling me you'd rather be at home on your couch. Right? So
But I'm here and I have to order a drink.
Yeah, these are what bartenders think of orders. All right, let's see if you can identify this movie.
Who has different fortune cookies?
It's not fortune cookies. Let me take a look.
There's no cookies.
All right, let's see if we can get a winner. Mike, what movie is that from, buddy?
Hey, what's going on?
Hi, Mike.
Yes. My name's actually Anthony, but I love that.
Hi, Mike.
All right, Mike.
It's going to be Indiana Jones, Temple of Doom.
Yes, Temple of Doom. Yep, correct. Hang on a second, Mike. We're going to give you those tickets. Here we go.
All right, yes, you have a 4-pack of tickets for a screening of the Garfield movie this Sunday, May 19th at 3 p.m. at the UA King of Prussia. And your name's going to be on the list, bro.
All right, let's play another movie clip before we get to the next segment. Let's see if you know what movie this food clip is from.
You've got to take your own life. I will not accept this. Go away.
David?
This is not pretend, David. I will not be threatened by a walking meatloaf.
I'm like, where's the food part?
Yeah.
All right, 215-263-WMMR. Let's see if you know the answer to that. And the next order up is the fast food roundup. All right, I got a couple of fast food stories that I'll link together. We're going to start with this. Burger King has jumped on the cheesesteak bandwagon with 2 new menu items.
Saw this.
The Philly Royal Crisp Wrap and the Philly Melt.
All right.
But they are not true cheesesteak derivatives.
They're not. Why not?
No. Well, you want me to tell you what the ingredients are?
Lay it on us.
The Philly Royal Crispy Wrap joins other wraps that include the classic spicy honey mustard and fiery buffalo royal crisp. All of the wraps feature fried white meat chicken fillets wrapped in soft flour tortillas along with glazes, sauces, and accompaniments. The new Philly wrap contains chicken, and here we go, Swiss cheese, fire-grilled peppers, onions, and BK's royal sauce.
That's a stretch.
So the myth is is that the cheesesteak has peppers and onions.
Right.
Like standard.
Yes.
And that's nationally. I think a lot of places you go into that you order, quote unquote, and I hate it when they say Philly cheesesteak, but order a Philly cheesesteak that's on a menu. It comes with grilled bell peppers.
Yeah.
And
That's not the case.
That's not the case. The Burger King Philly Melt is a take on Whopper melts that were introduced in 2022 as handheld toasted sandwiches. These melts feature 2 flame-grilled Whopper Jr. burger patties with American cheese, caramelized onions, and stacker sauce. The new Philly Melt consists of 2 quarter-pound Whopper Jr. beef patties, like the other melts, with peppers, onions, melted cheese, and royal sauce. And I don't know what royal sauce
So,
is.
the funny thing is that McDonald's had their cheesesteak.
Cheesesteak, yeah.
It was not bad.
It wasn't
pretty
bad.
straight ahead.
Yeah, it was a straight ahead cheesesteak.
Yeah. I gave it a try reluctantly, only because I'm like, let me see what this is all about. And I was like, okay, not bad. I never liked the McRib. You know what I mean? So I know how they do
It's okay
these.
with the McRib. Yeah, and I don't even like that.
So Burger King released a Philly Cheese King sandwich in 2018, and that was dissed in Philadelphia Magazine. The review said that it was a sandwich that doesn't just exploit the city's name, but also its revered sandwich. And I only have one other fast food story in the fast food roundup. So yesterday, McDonald's announced the release of a new limited-time McFlurry flavor called the Grandma McFlurry.
The Grandma?
Yeah, the Grandma. That's what's in. Those are the ingredients.
Hi, Grandma.
But they call it the Grandma.
All right.
McFlurry, set to launch on May 21st. A nostalgic treat features vanilla soft serve mixed with delicious syrup.
Hi, Grandma.
And crunchy candy pieces, comforting flavors reminiscent of candy from Grandma's purse.
No, like old butterscotch candies?
Right. This new flavor follows last year's introduction of other limited-time McFlurry flavors like strawberry shortcake and peanut butter crunch.
I put some of my old arthritis pills in there, too.
In addition to the new Grandma McFlurry, Mickey D's is also celebrating grandparents by supporting the nonprofit Little Brothers Friends of the Elderly, who are working to fight social isolation and loneliness among other people. Maybe they'll throw some Werther's Originals in there, too.
Right, yeah.
Man, I haven't had a butterscotch in a long time.
I do like butterscotch candies. I just don't like them 200 years old in a bowl by the front door.
No, me neither. Press, I went for ice cream earlier this week, and I took a gamble on an ice cream flavor called Butter Crunch.
Ooh, Butter Crunch is good.
Yeah, but it reminded me of like what you were just describing there in that Grandma McFlurry. It wasn't bad. It
didn't hit the right mark.
Didn't hit the right mark, man.
Okay.
It's a pass.
Yeah.
Thoughts and prayers.
Swipe left.
All right, let's see if somebody can identify what movie this clip is from.
You've got to take your own life. I will not accept this. Go away.
David?
This is not pretend, David. I will not be threatened by a walking meatloaf.
All right, we're going to go to Rocco, see if we can get the answer. Yo, Rocco, morning, bud.
Hey, good morning.
All right, what movie's that from?
Oh, come on. American Werewolf in London.
You walking meatloaf. Here's what we have for you.
Yeah, you got a 4-pack of tickets to a screening of the Garfield movie this Sunday, May 19th at 3 p.m. at the UA King of Prussia.
All right, we're going to do another clip.
Yep.
Another clip first, and let's see if you can identify what movie this food clip is from.
Come on. Push me.
Sea bass.
Grilled.
Sauteed.
I'm with you.
Potatoes au gratin. Asparagus.
Rum raisin.
All right, 215-263-WMMR. Now, the order's up. So there's a new jumbo banana cream pie from Costco that weighs over 3 pounds and has been spotted by an Instagrammer, Costco Hot Finds. Laura Jane is her name, Laura Jane Lamb. She described the new dessert as being made with real bananas, a banana cream filling, and has a thick layer of caramel whipped cream and is, quote, so delicious, she says.
So Costco has had a number of food items that have gotten press. So they've obviously thrown a lot of effort into making this stuff, right?
Mm-hmm. Their desserts are good.
Yeah.
They have a tuxedo cake.
Really?
That we will get any time of the day. It is Wonderful.
Are they making it themselves, or who's making it for them?
I don't know. I mean, they do have a bakery on site, or at least they appear to have a bakery on site.
Yeah, they do.
Is it a facade?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a facade or not.
I will say, though, I mean, like the big press there is their $1.50 hot dogs.
Yeah.
I thought they were okay. And I'm a big hot dog fan.
We're not, man,
Yeah.
leave it behind.
But I am going there. This showed up on my Instagram reels.
I'm going there.
No, literally today. It's payday. Today is payday.
Yeah.
I'm buying 1,000, but but I am going to go there today because I saw this on the
Slam your
reels.
paycheck on the counter. Give me all
I'll
the-
take 1,000 banana cream pies, please.
Casey, it's Diane. Can I talk to you for a second? I was just looking at our account. We are really in the rears. What happened?
I'm going there today, too. I bought my new glasses from Costco.
Oh.
1,000 of them.
No, not 1,000 of them. But
you happy with your purchase?
I haven't gotten them yet.
Oh.
I ordered. I went.
Does it come with a free banana cake?
I'm trying them out. My dad used to get his hearing aids from there. They have all kinds of interesting things at Costco.
They do. And you see that huge, the glasses section, the hearing aid stuff.
I never thought about
the
it.
glasses are super huge.
You know
Try
what?
it out.
All right, we're talking about food here, but I
Yes.
need to talk to somebody who's booked a vacation through those places.
Yeah.
Seriously. Yeah, is it worth it or not?
Yeah.
So, and dude, they work on cars. You can get your tires
surgery.
there.
Well, you can buy
get
gold.
surgery. You can get surgery.
Yeah, absolutely.
Casey, do you think it's worth it to buy 2 of these pies and bring one in on Monday?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah, that
Okay.
way I can write it off.
The TikTok video has gotten over 1.2 million views and 68,000 Instagram comments. The Costco banana cream pie goes for $15.99. Check with your local Costco warehouse for availability, but it looks super yummy.
Quickly, Preston, who was it? The hardware store that sent us cookies? What was that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Howard's Hardware.
No, it was not Howard's Hardware. It was
Cunningham's.
Newtown Hardware.
Newtown Hardware.
Yeah, they sent us a whole batch of cookies, and they're 150 years old, and they serve cookies there, and that was really, really cool of them. They came in, they sent them in an ice cooler and everything.
Nice.
So, and they gave us some hats and shirts and things.
When we were talking about hardware stores the other day, because I was referencing the fact that the one I grew up, Paoli Hardware, is closing, we got a lot of really nice notes about Newtown Hardware, small, locally owned, locally operated, and it was really nice of them to send these to us.
Nice. All right, let's see if somebody knows what movie this clip is from.
Come on. Push me. Sea bass. Grilled. Sauteed. I'm with you. Potatoes au gratin. Asparagus.
Rum raisin.
All right, let's see if you know what movie that is from. We are going to go to Jen. Hi there, Jen.
Hey, how are you?
Awesome. All right, Jen, you know what movie that is from?
City Slickers.
City Slickers. Absolutely correct. And here's
Screaming it in my car.
perfect. All right, hang on. Here's what we have for you, Jen.
You got a 4-pack of tickets to a screening of the Garfield movie this Sunday, May 19th at 3 p.m. at the UA King of Prussia.
What kind of cookie did you just have?
I just had the most amazing.
Who's this one?
That one.
What
It was
is
a
this?
Salted caramel.
Oh my
chocolate chip cookie.
God.
Yeah, I guess one of the guys called in from Newtown Hardware, and I pulled up their Instagram feed, and I was like, you guys make cookies? And then here we are eating them.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Here we are, 2 of us eating
I know.
them.
It's like we are not
I'm
eating.
so
They
sorry
are.
you guys didn't get any.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I have a whole bag sitting on my desk.
What kind?
I don't think I want to say.
Wow, that's really good.
I know.
But one could guess.
God. Oh,
Are you guys okay?
Did you have a snickerdoodle yet?
Oh, my God.
Oh, boy.
You're really selling
Dear
the cookie.
Lord.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
You're going to be my regular Saturday night thing, baby.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I was hoping for. All right, last clip. This is all we have time for, and then one more story. Here we go.
You don't look so hot yourself, you know.
Why don't you try squeezing something the size of a watermelon out of an opening the size of a lemon and see how hot you look?
I should call my mother more often, huh? Get it? You want a sub?
All right, let's see if you know that. Call now, 215-263-WMMR. All right, order up. I have 2 pizza stories I'm going to put together. Woo!
I like pizza.
I know, everybody likes pizza. All right, so...
I think that might be a true statement. I don't think I've ever in my life met someone who couldn't find some type of pizza they like.
The research from Clever Real Estate compares the 50 biggest metro areas in the U.S. in categories. They were trying to find out the most expensive U.S. cities for pizza.
The most expensive U.S. cities for pizza.
And they include average Yelp ratings for local pizzerias, local Google search volume for pizza-related words, and the cost of a large pizza and more. You going to have one of those cookies, Nick?
What am I talking about?
Okay.
I am talking about the need to eat pizza.
I thought Casey brought them over to you.
He did.
Yeah.
Nice. It's got to be New York City, right?
It is New York City.
Okay, all right.
Right, the 10 most expensive cities for pizza, and this is like the average large pizza. New York sells for $28.60.
Yeah, that sounds like New York. What do you pay for your large pizza when you get your large pizza?
I don't know. I don't order pizza that often anymore. We used to. So and when we do, we order a couple of them, and I'm like, whatever. I don't even look at the price because whatever.
You're a wealthy businessman.
Well, it's pizza.
Yeah.
So second place is Chicago, another famous
deep dish
pizza town. $27.66 is what you pay for there, and then it goes Orlando, Los Angeles, Las Vegas, and San Jose, and on and on. We're not on the list. Philly's not on the list, so that's great. Actually, Pittsburgh is one of the cheapest places for pizza.
We have a sensational place about a mile from us, Evo's Pizza, now, listen, you also have a neighbor who can keep you showered in pizza, Preston.
Yeah, Carter's going to start working at Lorenzo's in Westchester.
Oh, no.
I think he starts on Tuesday.
There
That's
you
awesome.
go.
Yeah,
What's
it's a
their pie cost?
Summer job. For the full one?
Yeah.
I don't know. Because you have to.
$7,000.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Dude, it's like 4 pizzas.
Yeah.
We talked a while ago when we were talking about pizzas about, Steve, when you find the local shop that you love and then become dedicated to. And I remember the last place I lived before I lived now, I didn't have one. And I was sad about that. Now I have Campus Corner. It's right on the corner of Villanova's campus.
Mm-hmm.
I was there last night. And if I may, I highly recommend their barbecue chicken pizza. It's not my go-to. It's not my standard. I like their regular plain cheese pizza. But last night's barbecue chicken, delightful.
It was a revelation?
Yeah.
Not a revelation, because I've had it before.
A delightful surprise.
I enjoyed every second of it.
All right.
I don't have a pizza place near me that is my pizza place to go to, right? But I do have a ton around, Delco that is, where I go to. But
you did a concerted effort to try as much pizza as you could.
But listen, man, Imperial Pizza, that's the one that I love to go to. And if I'm in the area, I'm like, all right, I'll find a reason to go there. Dude, it's like $9 for a large pie.
That's nothing.
That's awesome. Yes.
Oh.
And for the longest time, I almost called you Steve Nick.
Steve Nick.
It was like $5.50 for the longest time.
You Steve Nick.
What's the size of a large pie standard? A standard large
16 inches?
Yeah, like an above ground pool.
I want to say it's
so
16
Lorenzo's
inches.
does actually sell normal size pies, but their big one, it says it's 18 inches. That can't be right.
I always thought it was bigger than that.
Much bigger.
Than that. Well, anyway, it's $16. The 18 extra large pie at Lorenzo's is $16, and it's 18 inches. So I don't know if that's the big, huge one.
Yeah.
Or
Kathy,
what.
I will tell you that when I bought, went out there a couple years ago and bought the full size Lorenzo's pie, I had to use the sports back in my car.
Yeah, me too.
To get
I'd
in.
put it in the trunk.
Yeah, it's the only way to
Absolutely.
transport it.
Put the seats down.
It's the only way.
And put it in the trunk. That's how you transport those things. It's insane. That's why they don't deliver. They don't have cars that can deliver.
Yeah.
Maybe they
Too
do.
much.
I don't know. Maybe they do now in Westchester. I'm not really sure. So I can't speak out of turn.
Pop quiz, Preston. Do you know by heart, by any chance, the phone number for Emo's Pizza?
No.
You don't remember that? Okay.
No, I used to work there. I didn't have to call in. So yeah, I don't remember.
And by the way, back to Lorenzo's in Westchester. Do you guys know that they have a big MMR sign at that location as well?
As well?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
absolutely.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Thank you, Giuseppe, for the MMR love. One more pizza factoid is that because New York, we said is the most expensive, but people love it so much, it has now led to unique recycling in Central Park. They have set up specialized bins designed solely for discarded pizza boxes. It was unveiled ahead of the summer season in a bustling area near the Great Lawn. And the program, it's a pilot program, is aiming to tackle the city's notorious rat problem.
Rat pizza.
By providing a dedicated receptacle for the giant containers that often clog traditional circular bins, creating an enticing food source for rodents. And on a busy day, the Central Park Conservancy can remove over 100 boxes from this area alone.
I thought it'd be more.
And if successful, more pizza box recycling bins could pop up across the park, helping to aid the city's broader war on rats.
So what's the deal with getting rid of pizza boxes? We were told if it's recycled and it has pizza oil on it, you can't recycle it.
We talked about that you can.
We talked about this a few years ago, and there's like a farm in South Jersey, and it's one of the things that they specialize in.
And they get to run around with other boxes and everything.
Well, that's the farm up in North State. No, like they recycle the boxes and they use them for mulch. They use them to fertilize the fields and whatever.
All right.
But there has to be a deliberate program in order to do that, because if you just toss them out into the regular recycling bin, they don't get recycled.
Steve's literally, I don't remember who it was. Somebody was standing right here where I'm pointing yesterday saying that it was a myth that you can recycle pizza boxes, that you just have to like rinse them out or something like that.
Everywhere you look, it says if there's grease on your pizza box, they can't recycle it.
And when have you ever not had grease on
a pizza? So
it's insane.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if somebody knows what movie this is from.
You don't look so hot yourself, you know.
Why don't you try squeezing something the size of a watermelon out of an opening the size of a lemon and see how hot you look?
I should call my mother more often, huh? Get it? You want a sub?
All right, let's see if somebody knows what movie this is from. We'll go to Mark. Hey, Mark, good morning.
Good morning.
All right, Mark, what movie, please?
That's Look Who's Talking.
Yes. Blast from the past.
Correct. And here's what we have for you.
Mark, you have a 4-pack of tickets for a screening of the Garfield movie. This is going to be on Sunday, May 19th. That's this Sunday at 3 p.m. at UA King of Prussia.
By the way, a lot of people are texting in Lorenzo's. They're large, the really giant ones, 28 inches.
Okay.
And it goes for $42.
Oh,
you will
Good Lord,
have
you can
pizza
feed
for a month.
So many people with that. All right, that's all we have time for in the Connoisseur this morning. But thank you so much for joining. We do appreciate it. We got a bunch of other things to get to, including some guests, but we have to do the bizarre file first, so we'll take a break and we will come back and dive into that very thing, so stay with us.
Preston.
Anchor, sexiest accent in the world. Irish is first, followed by Spanish, then Aussies, Kathy. So the Australians and then Italians. So that's right where you lie.
Yeah.
You're betting 1,000.
In sixth place is the former champion, the French accent. And so like Sebastian Letou, who used to come in here.
Mm-hmm.
He has the very, very pronounced French accent. And would you find that
for me, not as much as the others, yeah.
All right.
I'm going to make a pee-pee in the bed.
Right after that, in seventh place, is the Swedish accent, where I just got back from Sweden.
And we think of it very much like, very lyrical.
In fact, I couldn't really give you a good representation of what
there are subtleties. It's more like,
right. It's a lot like that.
Yeah, exactly. In casual conversation, so those are the subtleties that you don't pick up.
Nuances.
The nuances.
Yeah.
You can hardly tell.
So followed by Swedish is Japanese. In eighth place for sexiest.
Yes. Now, I wonder if it goes for both men and women, and that's the case we're wondering about the delineation here, because I think there is a sing-songy, lilting quality to a female Japanese.
I would say no for
men. I do. I'm doing a stereotypical.
Yeah, but the thing of it, but Japanese. When we were in Sweden, we were getting ready to fly back, so we were in the international terminal, and there's people from all over the world that are flying in and out. And a group of Japanese came by and very loud.
Yes.
Very loud speaking. They were just having casual conversation. The language itself is just very brash.
Yeah. And it sounds almost like they're being rude to each other.
Like they're arguing about something, and they're just having regular conversation.
Yeah.
So
it's like, hey, a Cinnabon.
And that's what they're saying.
Hungry?
And a lot of and they're they're pausing their our version of and stuff like that is like
Thinking. I can't think of the words.
Hey, Fong, do you want to go to the Cinnabon? No.
Well, where do you want to go?
Chickies and Pete's.
Oh my God! Hang on, let me get I have an accented individual on the line. I can't say your name. What is your name?
Vincenza.
Vincenza.
Oh my God!
Right there. Right there.
Okay, and tell us a little bit about yourself so we can hear some of your accent. Where are you from? What do you do? Stuff like that.
Well, I'm from Sicily, Palermo, and I came here about 15 years ago.
About 15 years ago.
Do you get complimented on your accent?
Yeah, a lot. I used to be a waitress, and I had some people saying, like, when you're at the table, you say the daily special.
Yeah.
And some people will be like, oh, what a nice accent. Can you say it again?
Well, you know what? My wife and I were at an Italian restaurant recently, and the waitress was directly from Italy, spoke very, very good English. But I agree, when she rolled out the specials of the day, it made them sound that much more enticing.
Yeah.
It definitely, you're in an Italian restaurant, it sounds very authentic.
Vincenza, can you maybe recite a couple of the menu items in Italian? I'd love to hear you speak in Italian.
Pappardelle bolognese.
The pasta bolognese.
Yeah.
It already tastes better.
It does.
How did you say SpaghettiOs?
No way.
She wanted to say it.
Some nice SpaghettiO.
I like it.
Can you do me a favor? It says here, Jenny is born in Albania. I'd be curious to hear what that accent's like.
Hi, Jenny. Good morning.
Hi, I'm sorry. I'm driving. 1 second, please.
That's okay. 1 second, please.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning. So you're born in Albania?
Yes, I am, and I was.
Okay.
And then I moved to Greece when I was 20. I lived there for a good 7 years.
Where's Shakira from? Is she Colombian?
Shakira. Oh.
She has a sexy accent.
Yes, and I look like her a little.
Good for you.
I want that bathtub photo, too.
Jenny, what is your
compliment?
What is your real name, though?
Yes, my name is not Jenny. It's Nejmia.
Najia.
It's a pleasure listening to you speak.
Yeah, thanks, Jenny. We appreciate it.
No, thank you. When I worked for a year, I live in Springfield. Go Delco.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, let's get
classic
for some
Delco.
pizza.
She has a classic Delco accent.
That's right. Yeah. I'll take you out for some water ice.
She's got to come in and visit us. Can you come in the studio sometime?
Oh, that would be amazing.
All right. Well, hang on. We'll get your information. We'll tell you how to do that. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so
Hold on just a second. No problem.
We need to get a lot of
accent, Kim.
And I think it should just be exclusively women with sexy accents.
Yeah. But get a lot of different accents. Sometimes
we should get like
United Nations Day.
International Day. Yeah.
Exactly.
I like it.
Our next guest is back in town. We love having him here in our studio. He's going to be at Helium Comedy Club tonight and then through the weekend. You know him, of course, from years at Saturday Night Live and a gazillion different movies. And from this particular clip, please welcome John Lovitz to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wonderful to see you again, sir. Welcome back. Really. Oh, yeah. This is a picture. Did you post this recently? Is it what is this from? We saw they put this up on our monitor earlier. It's you in sunglasses, and you look.
Yeah, that's in Hawaii at the Royal Hawaiian.
Oh.
I was very happy.
Oh,
I love Hawaii, and I'm laying on the beach. I just took a picture. And
well, you brought your dog with you today. That's pretty. You travel with your dog.
Yeah, his name's Jerry Bruckheimer III.
Jerry.
Yeah, you saw him. If I was on Celebrity Apprentice, he was on that, and then he was on the show Animals. I did an intro to it's a cartoon on HBO. Mm-hmm. And they go, come back. We want to film your intro, and we want Jerry to be in it. I bring him everywhere. It's his great company.
Traveling with him? Do you have to make any special accommodations or?
Well, when I fly, I had to get him a pilot's license.
Get him an actual pilot's license.
Yeah. So they go. I go. He's the backup pilot.
Oh, wow.
All right. And then he sits up with the pilots.
So he gets to go. He gets cockpit access.
Yes.
Wow.
But he's small enough. He can go right under the seat, right? Do you have to pay for that?
Well,
or is he a carry-on? Oh, okay.
I'm not allowed to talk.
Okay, I see.
Let's just say accommodations have been made.
Let's just say I have a deal with the government. I can tell you, but then I'd have to kill you. I'm not allowed to say it.
Has it been, John, 27 years since?
Oh, there he is.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Him and Arnold Schwarzenegger making a face. Oh, that's a great
That's
picture.
hilarious.
Yeah, it's underbite. So you see Arnold there doing it. Yeah.
Are you friends with Arnold?
Yes.
Cool. You know what?
You know what? That's such a good story.
Well, I met him on SNL years ago. And I've just met him over the years. He always teases me. He teases his friends if he likes you. He goes, like I was on Celebrity Apprentice. He goes, John, have you ever seen a gym from the inside?
So athletics and the world of sports. You worked with Conor McGregor on a project.
It was to it was like four like sketches,
right,
to sell this horse race called Pegasus. It was in Florida. And it was like the richest purse ever in the history of horse racing, like $12 million. So they hired. The idea was the Conor goes, I'm great and I can do anything. I'm going to be a jockey, and I was played his trainer
for him to become a jockey.
Yeah, and he's a really nice guy. He's really funny.
Yeah.
And charming, yeah. And I said, and I really meant this. I said, you know what? You could be an actor.
I love this.
He'd never done anything, and every question he had was like spot on. His instincts were just spot on.
Will you shut up?
Sorry. Oh, that League of Their Own.
I love that clip.
You know what happened? We're shooting that movie. It's not ADD, but you playing it. We're shooting that movie, and the cow kept moving. We're in a farm in Indiana, so I would stop. Like if you're doing a movie outside, and all of a sudden there's a plane, they always go plane, stop. You know?
Right.
So the cow was like really loud, so I would stop. And so Penny, after the third time, Penny yells at me, "Why are you stopping?" I go, "Because the cow." She goes, "Well, tell it to shut up. I can do that." She goes, "Yeah." I go, "All right, fine." I was like, she's yelling at me. The cow kept interrupting the scene. So it did it again. And then I was and I just like let it have it. And then
Will you shut up?
I have to tell you one funny thing, and I know we're going to wrap up in a second. I was watching.
My fault.
I was watching your interview with Larry King. And we got to meet Larry King, and
yeah, he's a nice man. He's
very
funny.
nice, but a wizened, kind of like a gargoyle. He was hunched over. In that interview,
well, he's in his 80s.
I know, but you're sitting there across the table, and it looks like he's waiting for you to cut his steak. It's what it looks like.
Well, he had a heart problem, so he's got really, really thin. You know,
he looks really thin. Yeah,
he's very.
He was thin to begin with, but
he's sharp as a tack.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to see because 30 years ago you see him and he's like, "Hi, how are you?" You know, and he's like healthy. You know, you get older and you age. Yeah. I was just Dustin Hoffman. He just had I was just there. He had a surprise 80th birthday party. Yeah. And you see him, you go, "You're 80." He seems like he's my. I just turned. Well, not sexty.
Sexty.
Yeah, but people, "You're sexty," and I go, "Thank you." But he. I mean, you wouldn't look. It's like shocking, and he's. You know,
how good he looks, Hoffman, or
well, yeah, he's got all his hair and he's got all his energy, and you don't.
It's just it's the luck of the draw.
When you think of 80, and you go like you think of a guy like hobbling, and he's like, "Hi, how are you gonna say? What's new?" You know,
look at friggin' Clint Eastwood. Bob.
You keep throwing. I don't get it. This is radio, and you keep throwing up pictures. Or do people watching this online?
Well, they
and you didn't tell me.
Yeah, no, this is a top flight operation. It's just a good point of reference, but that's Larry kind of hunched over there, and you're actually looking
Larry's looking at me going, "I want to eat what he's eating." Looks like he wants looking at me going, "I'll eat him." He looks hungry. He's like, "I'm gonna eat." This interview is over. I'm taking a bite out of his neck. Look at all that fat. He doesn't need it.
It is great to see you, John. Thanks for coming by again.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
You bet. John Lovitz. And the last birthday is novelist Danielle Steele.
Oh, my God. Another one who ruled the world for a while.
Yeah. What were some of the...
Oh, they're all titles like A Love Forgotten, Swept on the Wind.
Yeah.
Eat My Butt.
I don't think she had
That's
that
when
one.
She got her. She started to lose it there a little bit. Suck my ass.
Suck my ass.
When her contract renegotiation wasn't going well.
Suck my ass. A novel by Danielle Steele.
New to the bookshelves, a novel by Danielle Steele. Suck my ass. His name was Lance Trace. She was Velma.
She sucked his ass.
And eventually she sucked his ass. There, I saved you $2.
But her books were made into countless mini-series with people like Joan Collins and, you know. Does she still write?
I don't know. She's 70 years old today, so happy birthday. Yesterday, I'd mentioned that there was something personal and slightly embarrassing that I might share with you guys. A little story. In the long and short of it, I got busted spanking it the other night.
Oh, man.
All right, where and when?
Trust me, I'm going to give you the full story.
Were you standing up on your bed? Or?
I was bouncing on one leg in the shower. No. So let me set the stage here. So this is
It was cheer practice.
This is Friday. I played a golf outing that day right after work. Hung out for the after events and hosted that, and then came home and of course at the end of the golf outing, having a few beers, relaxing, getting comfortable. Go home, continue to have a few beers.
All right.
And my wife and I sleep in different bedrooms because of our sleeping habits are so completely polar opposite of each other.
The same.
She likes TV on. I can't sleep with the TV on. I like a fan on. She doesn't like the fan on. Blah, 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 so on.
We should sleep together.
I know, you and I should sleep together. And maybe we do this together. I don't know. So I'm feeling, feeling kind of antsy.
Oh, man.
I know. Shut up, Dave.
Well, she's not going to appreciate this, but
I know.
What you're looking to do is you need something to sort of help you nod off.
Yes, and well, I was going to nod off anyway, but I felt like rubbing one out.
Okay.
So anyway, and part of my defense is that look,
you have two hands.
To actually attempt the act with her would have been futile.
No.
I'd had enough drinks. I was tired. Physically, it wasn't going to happen unless you just let me lay there and be a zombie for a while.
And that's your traffic on 93.3 WMMR.
Thanks, Kath. Paulsboro High School, Paulsboro, New Jersey. You guys are up next for Coolest Teacher of the Year. So if you go to school there, text the word teacher to 39333. Don't need the name or anything like that. Just the word teacher, 39333. We'll send you that voting link, and you get till Monday to do that. So make sure you take advantage of it. Let's find out who you would like to nominate. While you're doing that, let's ring in Friday officially.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
Brought to you by Coors Light. You can join the President Steve Show for the official opening the Jersey Shore live from Canyons and North Wildwood 1 week from today, starting at 6 a.m. And it's from our friends at Coors Light. Choose chill at the Jersey Shore, and we will see you there. All right, this is a wild story. A man who vanished almost 30 years ago at the age of 17 following an alleged kidnapping has been found alive in his neighbor's house in a hole in the ground in a sheep pen underneath stacks of hay.
Oh, my God. What?
This is in Algeria, named as Omar Ben Amran. That is his name, and is said to be one of 9 children, and he's believed to have disappeared in the city of Jaffa nearly 27 years ago.
And they're saying he would hold the record for the longest captivity by an individual by another person, correct?
I believe so.
Yeah, in one of these cases, obviously not like a prison sentence.
His family assumed he had been killed during the Civil War, and that was between North Africa's the North African nation's government and various Islamist rebel groups. It raged for 10 years in the 90s to early 2000s. The truth is much closer to home. The missing man was found in his neighbor's house less than 200 meters away.
Can you imagine that?
From that of his own family. A 61-year-old is now in police custody after Omar, now 45 years old, was rescued. Footage was shared on social media and broadcast on Algerian television networks of the moment that he was found in what appears to be a hole in the ground, described by authorities as a sheep pen with the home of his alleged captor.
Tell me, did Sam and Diane ever get together?
The blurry video shows torchlights shining into a pit surrounded by hay as Omar looks up, seemingly in shock at the search party surrounding him, stray pieces of straw in his hair.
It's crazy.
Other images have since been circulating of the bearded man emerging from the hole and of him as a teenager sitting with a dog and with young children before he disappeared.
What happened to Jervis?
A search was launched for Omar in 1998 after he went missing while on his way to a vocational school. He was found amid haystacks at the captor's after the captor's brother had aired grievances on social media, reportedly due to an inheritance dispute. So according to the newspaper, this prompted the family to storm the house and search for Omar. When they found him, his alleged captor attempted to flee before being restrained and then arrested. Tragically, Omar's mother had died in 2013 without ever knowing the truth of what happened to her son.
With something like this, there's no way to return to someone 2 decades plus of life. I mean, think about the crime. You can give them money, but they lost a huge chunk of their life.
Reports suggest Omar was made aware of his mother's death while he was in captivity. Public prosecutors say Omar will receive psychological care after being rescued as they vowed to get him justice.
As goat pens go, was it at least a good one?
It was probably a fairly decent goat pen. I don't know. So we've all been stuck in traffic and had to fight boredom. Of course, you can, listen to the radio, a cell phone, have a conversation if there's somebody with you. And at no point should you ever get bored enough that you turn quickly around for some self-love, especially if you're an Uber driver and especially if you've got a passenger you're transporting. Taylor Pimlett recounted holding back tears and fearing that she would be raped on what was supposed to be a quick and quiet journey home during rush hour. She was taking what would have been a 20-minute Uber ride that got longer when traffic stood still and a lot longer when she realized what her driver was doing.
You're going to have to excuse me. I'm going to rub one out.
She immediately contacted her mom and boyfriend to tell them what was happening and managed to capture footage of the man to use as evidence for police. She reported the incident to the police in Uber, requesting that Uber ban him from the platform and that she be kept informed, but was told we are unable to provide you details of the outcome as we have a strict privacy notice which prevents us from sharing account holder information without permission. However, Uber said in a statement that the man had been permanently removed. Court records show that police arrested and charged Rahman Fazel with indecent behavior, namely in an Uber vehicle, so as to offend or insult another person. He was sentenced to 4 weeks behind bars.
Well, it's off to lift.
Yeah. A Colorado teenager faces up to 72 years in prison after pleading guilty Wednesday to second-degree murder, among other charges, in connection with a rock-throwing spree that killed a 20-year-old woman last year. Nicholas Carroll Chick had pleaded guilty to second-degree murder, criminal attempt to commit first-degree murder, and crime and violence on Wednesday. He's the second of 3 suspects to plead guilty to the series of rock-throwing attacks, which was happening between February and April of 2023.
So he basically stoned her to death?
No, well, I'll explain. So on April 19th, a chick along with Joseph Koenig and Zachary Quack drove around suburban Denver throwing melon-sized landscaping stones at vehicles. The teens, who were all 18 at the time, threw rocks at 7 vehicles. 3 other drivers were injured by rocks that night, and 20-year-old Alexa Bartell was killed after a rock crashed through her windshield. Chick faces between 35 and 72 years in prison when he's sentenced. Quack pleaded guilty to first-degree assault, second-degree assault, and criminal attempt. And he could be sent to prison for 20 to 32 years. Koenig has pleaded not guilty and is being prosecuted for first-degree murder for his role in her death. The 2 teens have been throwing items at passing vehicles over the course of several months that year. And on February 25th, they threw a rock and concrete from a truck Koenig was driving. Over a month later, he threw a statue head at an oncoming driver. In April, investigators said Chick, Koenig, and Quack loaded up the bed of a pickup truck with large landscaping stones and began hurling them at oncoming moving vehicles as they sped around a suburban area up to 75 miles an hour. So they're tossing them out to people going the opposite direction.
And they were doing this over the course of seemed to be a long time.
Couple of months, yeah.
What the hell?
So the attacks took place within a few miles of one another. And within about 45 minutes, investigators said they used cell phone tracking and DNA evidence to link the 3 teens to Bartell's death. As authorities searched for suspects, a reward information climbed to 17,000. Yeah. And by the way, following the teens' arrest in late April, police said one of the men took pictures of Bartell's damaged car as a memento, and that they did not attempt to help her when the vehicle veered off the road. So it's just, these evil people.
Yeah, complete sociopaths.
Evil people. All right, and then we'll do one more story and wrap it up because we can't end on that one. How about this? A Taiwanese model who dropped over $250,000 on 19 different plastic surgeries found out that she had actual screws stuck in her face after going through an airport scanner.
Oh, man.
A woman who goes by Sprite and is apparently a total plastic surgery fanatic detailed the Frankenstein-esque discovery on Instagram showing a 1-inch surgical screw below her lip from a chin procedure 8 years ago, plus some other nails poking out around her nose from another facial renovation. Sprite, who was first to admit, my face looks like a jigsaw puzzle and has appointments to get all of the loose screws removed.
Can you bump me up to business class?
However, some of her 1.3 million followers were shocked at the amount of hardware stuck in her face, saying things like, goes to show the lengths that people will go for beauty standards.
That's insane.
All right, and there you go. That is what I have in the bizarre file for you this morning. We're going to take a break. Don't forget, we're giving away our Word of the Week prize this morning, $500 in the bag. So we'll do that at the end of the show. But we have some guests on the way. A little bit later on this morning, May Pang will be joining us. Tell us more about her relationship with John Lennon and Yoko Ono.
Yeah, pretty fascinating.
And we will have Ian Bagg in here shortly. He's going to be performing at Punchline this weekend. So we'll be back with Ian in just a moment or two. Stay with us, please.
Preston and Steve.
And that's no fun for both of us. It's just fun for me.
In many ways, you're being a more conscientious husband.
Can you be my lawyer, please?
Because you are. We wouldn't put her through that.
But listen, so this gets really good.
All right.
Okay. So I popped my laptop up in bed.
Your laptop literally on your lap or on the nightstand next to you?
On the bed. Sitting on the bed next to me.
Excellent.
And what?
Do you prop it up like on a pillow or anything like that?
He just said it's on the bed, yeah.
No, I know.
It's on the bed. I didn't put it up on a pillow.
Okay.
But why? Do you use the pillow method just to raise it to eye level a little bit more?
Yeah. I don't want to hurt my neck.
Okay, so
I sleep with a wedge pillow, so I'm good.
So anyhow, and I put my headphones on.
Wow, you're setting the mood.
There's your fatal flaw.
Yep.
I know. Well, listen.
There's the mistake.
He doesn't want to miss the dialogue.
No, my son's bedroom is right next to mine.
Oh.
I'm being
You are being courteous.
I'm being courteous.
I'm going to jump in here for a second, and you're telling the story, and I apologize. Do you run the risk of, unbeknownst to yourself, making sounds that you're now not aware of because you're wearing headphones?
Dude, I'm not a noisy jerk.
No, you just can't hear anything else.
Oh my God, I'm awesome. I am so good. I know exactly what I want.
What you can. I'm the king. What you can hear is somebody opening the door.
Exactly.
Thank you. And what you also can't perceive is if the room is dark and the hallway is dark.
How long they've been standing there?
That somebody has opened the door and is watching you until you hear the door slam shut.
Oh my
no.
God.
And then I'm like, oh, man.
Oh, who was that?
Oh, my God.
It's got to be Will.
No, I knew it was her because of how loudly the door closed.
Oh, man, you're a jerk.
So.
Why is he a jerk? Why is he a jerk?
I don't know. Why was
He's
she
in
mad?
his own
Well, hang
room.
on. It gets even better.
Okay.
So
I'm on her side.
So I
Team Rochelle.
Apparently.
Oh, no.
So like I said, a door opens. I have this bright monitor on. I didn't turn the brightness down on the monitor at all. So it's blinding me, essentially. I can't see anything.
When you have a bright light source
in a dark room.
makes everything around darker.
Apparently,
the whole family.
I guess I had sensed maybe something in the room was going on, and I locked eyes with my wife.
Oh, wow.
Unbeknownst to me, I guess I looked towards the door, and I didn't slow down for a second.
So now you're eye contact.
And so apparently I make eye contact for a second or two, and then I go right back to the monitor again.
But you didn't
as if, don't bother me now.
You're throwing off my tempo.
But you didn't really make eye contact with her. You didn't see.
But she, to her.
I was looking into the void of darkness.
Right, into darkness.
I don't even remember looking away.
But
But apparently I did.
Oh, man.
And that was bad.
That's upsetting.
So
from her perspective, however, if the roles were reversed, the male mind says, "Okay, go with this. I'd like to
jump
join
in
you."
and help you out a little bit.
The female mind, to stereotype, is hurt and rejected.
And that's kind of what I got.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of like you couldn't. It was like you couldn't come and get me.
You looked right at me.
And you looked right at me. We locked eyes. But at that point, in defending myself, I'm like, now wait a minute. I'm like, I swear to God, I didn't see you. And just lock eyes and then go back to what I was doing. There's no way. I would have stopped and gone, you got me, you know.
Did you go to bed afterwards? Like you went to sleep?
Well, I went in and I went into the bedroom and I'm like, I guess you caught me.
By the way, I lost the garage remote.
So you
is that you knew she was mad then at that point?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, the door was slammed with enough.
We went and we had a short conversation and I was like, well, this isn't going to be resolved tonight. So
okay.
I'm going to bed. Yeah.
No.
And I kind of chuckled and she didn't like that very much. And then I guess she didn't like the fact that I was looking at an image. I was watching videos to help this along.
What was the subject matter?
Why is that important?
Because I want to see if we're cycling together. Can I guess?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to say there was a chain of events that might have led. I'm going to go with MILF.
I'm going MILF too. I'm going amateur MILF.
No, I'll just tell you, it was what you would call cougar and kitten.
Okay.
Lesbos.
It was girl on girl.
Hot lesbos.
Cougar and kid. So that hot lesbos. I've had that happen. My wife thought it was hilarious because I know I look like an idiot, specifically because
she busted you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It was hilarious.
Yeah. And so same thing, Preston. Separate bedrooms, the whole thing. Claire likes to sleep in Death Valley. I like to sleep as humans sleep, with the modicum of airflow. So, and so she's coming in to put fresh linens in my jar, and I was watching what I was using on the PS3 at the time. So in one hand the video controller, and in the other hand my controller.
Right. So you can jump to your favorite parts if you need
exactly.
to. Yeah.
I know that I looked so stupid. I would never want to see what I look like when I'm doing that because I don't like the way I look right now not doing it.
No man would look good doing that.
Oh my God.
But anyhow, it's funny because the only one that I shared this story with was Casey, and I led with, well, I got busted spanking. And he goes, dude, I get busted all the time.
All the time. In fact, it usually goes the other way. I get mad at her, like, dude, you knew I was up here doing that.
Now let's welcome our former Swedish intern. She's checking in from Gothenburg, Sweden. This is Antonina. Yay! Antonina. How you doing?
I'm good. What about you?
Well, we're warming up to the can that you gave me. How do you pronounce this stuff, by the way?
Surströmming.
Say that again.
Surströmming.
There's no way you can do that.
Surströmming.
Yeah, awesome.
All right, Surströmming. Now, Now, Antonina brought me this stuff. She said that we have to open this in the studio. Have you yourself opened a can of this before, Antonina?
I haven't.
Well, then why are we doing it?
No!
You have an authentic Swede who's... see, he was lulled by your... he's like... so Antonina says, and Antonina says this, and so we're figuring, well, she's done it before.
Right.
It's something she's done. It's going to be good on-air stuff. Mm-hmm. It turns out you've never done it.
You said, by the way, that when I open this, it kind of sprays out, and I have to be careful, right?
Yeah. Do you have glasses on?
We have goggles that we're wearing. So, Steve, hold this.
All right.
Right here. Nick, hold this over that in case we get a spray.
Shielding it.
All right.
Okay.
Wait a second. You guys have your humming gagging already. You got your puke buckets ready?
Yeah. Well, they're behind us here.
They're right behind us.
I may need it right here because, listen, the smell of anything dead flesh rotting will make me vomit.
And if you vomit, I might vomit.
Oh, so you're a chain vomiter.
Well, guess what? We're going to daisy chain then because I am as well.
I really do hope somebody throws up, but not me.
All right. And Bill really needs to be in here for this.
I know, but he won't. He won't do it.
Oh, God.
Okay,
I am scared crapless.
The durian fruit smelled.
I know.
Yeah.
And we're about to dive.
Everyone has to take big, what do you say? Breathe in, like.
Oh, yeah.
All right. We will.
Inhale.
We will
Okay.
inhale.
Kathy's high.
All right, I'm going to
hold it down low.
I'm going to start to open this.
Okay. All right.
All right, here we go. I'm doing it slowly so it doesn't explode. But I'm going to bring the mic down here. Here we go. Hang on, here we go. Oh, okay. All right. Oh, God! It's spraying everywhere.
Did it get on the floor?
No, but it's like a Viking, an excited Viking.
Behind you.
Are you going to throw up? Oh my God.
He's gagging.
Have you guys breathed in yet?
Yes. I can't do this.
Thank God I can't smell it.
This is the worst thing ever. Oh my God. Oh my God. Please stop it. Can we end? We have to end the segment.
Oh my God. I can't even smell it.
This is Casey. Don't ever come over here.
Move this.
Don't
move this.
No. Oh God, Preston. No. No.
It's horrible.
Terrible.
Are you going?
This is so. Oh my God, it's getting worse. It's getting.
You know what? I'm now nostalgic for the durian fruit.
I can't. This is the.
Preston is throwing up.
I can't work here.
He's gonna go. You remember Preston? Preston almost vomited when we drank mother's milk.
I can't work here.
I can. It's not even the smell that's making me gag. It's Preston gagging.
What are they doing down at Ben? Come over here.
God. No, I'm not gonna come over there.
Come on over.
I'm gonna work it.
All right.
He hasn't even opened it all.
All right, so I'm gonna do it. All right, I'm gonna complete it.
No, don't!
Dude, it's.
I don't think you
I'm
need
doing it.
Look at my eyes.
Stop it! Dude, stop!
You sprayed it all over the studio.
Shot in the face!
Oh, I got shot in the face. Literally just shot. It's like a Viking. I'm so glad I'm here.
Why did you do that?
Because it's the Viking way, Nick.
It's on Nick's beard. It's
on?
stuck in Nick's beard.
God.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
It's on your head.
Okay, I can't.
We made a commitment.
I can.
Smell.
I already did.
Okay.
I already did.
Because I'm not breathing out of my nose right now. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I can't.
Do you want me to open it with the top?
No, don't open it anymore. Don't open it anymore.
I swear to God, I'll do it.
Don't open it anymore, dude.
No.
I need a bath.
Don't open it anymore.
I think Nick needs to go home.
I can't believe.
Do you know what this smells like?
Sorry.
Awesome, right?
I'm gonna say it. A really old hooker.
She smells better.
Oh my God. I'm bizarrely enough. I'm
love
okay.
old hookers.
The durian might be a little worse for me than this.
Impressive. Steve, when you open that again and I watch it spray,
Oh my God.
sprayed all over you.
I got it in the face, man.
Casey, it's stuck in Nick's
Somebody
beard.
get him a tissue or something.
No, you need to go. You
I
need
got
to
the baby wipes.
sanitize your face.
It's like a bad porn movie.
Look, there are people on the other side of the glass that are holding stuff up to their noses.
Oh, you guys can smell it?
All right.
Connor, can you smell it?
Wet them. Connor, can you wet it?
Yeah, wet it, Connor.
I need.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Chuck came down the hall. He's covering his nose.
We have to leave this studio.
No, I think we're okay.
I don't think so.
All right, you guys
You
can
got
leave.
stuff shoved in your nose, dude.
Listen.
You can smell it in my
Man
office.
up.
I came prepared, guys.
Preston, everybody.
On 93.3 WMMR.
All right, thanks, Kath. So tonight and tomorrow night, you will be able to head to Punchline and see some great shows. A couple of shows each night. You can go to punchlinephilly.com to get tickets to see Mr. Ian Beck.
Yay, everybody.
Back in Philadelphia once again.
Yes.
Nice to see you, sir.
Now listen, that kid that was stuck in the hole next door.
Yes. This is a story we had in the Bizarre File.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think they gave up real early, right, on looking for him.
It seems so,
Yeah.
since he was so close.
Yeah, and they had 9 other kids.
Yeah.
9 other kids and
Right.
a war.
And apparently, they're finding out now that one of the family members was kind of aware that that's
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. I just saw it pop up in the stories today. So
The one that was getting extra food.
the one who got his room.
Yeah.
This isn't so bad.
Yeah.
You like it down there? Come on. You love hay.
Do you come from a large family?
No, I have a sister.
Okay.
Usually I say I'm an only child, but today I just said
I got it.
You guys are not close?
Yeah, no, we're very close.
Okay, yeah.
She's a wonderful person. She's a teacher, and she actually moved back to live with my parents because they're getting
Canada?
older. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So
Oh, wow.
that's
That's tough.
and bless her, because I've met my parents. I'd rather be kidnapped and live in a
pit.
Yeah.
Are they lucid or are they cantankerous?
No, they're good. No, they're really good. They're in their mid 80s. My dad's got a touch of Alzheimer's, which is fun. You know, he's got the beginning part, which he tells me a story, and then it just turns in. And that's the day we climbed Mount Everest.
Yes. Wait, what?
I'm like, no, Dad.
You know what I just heard the other day, and I mean, there's still research being done, but they're looking to perhaps maybe classify Alzheimer as type 3 diabetes.
Oh, really?
That Alzheimer's.
I thought it was gonorrhea.
Yeah.
But I'm not a scientist, so I don't even know what the hell that means.
Yeah. There is something about that. They say you're supposed to not get Alzheimer's. You're supposed to eat a high protein diet. They also push that in.
Really?
And also, my wife she's becoming a doctor in occupational therapy. And yesterday she was in school. She goes, hey, start using your left hand to do everything instead of your right hand, because apparently that helps the brain as well.
Interesting. So years and years of Catholic school beating the left hand out of you, and now you're finding out it's the key to stopping Alzheimer's.
Yeah, and I brought it up on stage yesterday, but I just said it like this. Hey, are you a lefty? And then it turned political really quick. Everybody was like, no, I'm trying to stop Alzheimer's.
I'm trying to help you. That's hilarious.
People are out of their minds.
Oh, that's funny.
That's not what I meant.
love it.
We were talking off air, and you were kind of. There was an interview I was watching with you and another gentleman who's a comedian, and you were talking about your career and 30 years plus, right, doing all this, and you'd kind of reached a plateau, and you're wondering if you needed to get out. And then you jumped in, like you ran into social media.
Yeah,
and that's when I first saw you. Actually, honestly, was popping up on social media.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
yeah.
And what you did is, and you're kind of the same thing that I do. Instead of being, I don't know, I'm afraid of this or what, I just barrel into. Let's figure the F out. And you did. Explain what you did, because it exploded for you.
It's gone crazy. So I've been doing it for a while. I had managers, agents, lawyers, whatever. Right. And the pandemic came.
Right.
And
this is 2022?
2020, right?
Yeah, okay, 2020.
So
Okay.
the pandemic comes, and I'm just kind of looking at everything. I'm readjusting.
Right.
So I'm just like, what's going on here? And I kind of noticed things. And then in the end of 2022, I met this kid, 24 years old, and he goes, hey, I can cut your clips, and you've got so much stuff, I can cut your clips, and we can put them on social media.
Right.
And let's see what happens. And I go, okay. And earlier, about 3 months before that, I'd fired everybody I worked with.
Cleaned house.
Just cleaned house. I was just like, I'm paying for friends is basically what I'm doing.
Right.
Right? Because at the end of the day, doesn't matter what you do, agents and managers can't really build a career for you anymore. Or they couldn't before, but a little bit before, but now they can't.
Right.
You have to do everything and have it there, and then they can take it from there. So there's no point in paying somebody before you have something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I fired everybody. So I said, yeah, let's do it. So he cut up some clips, and within 2 weeks, everything started to change. It was insane, like that quick. It was just like we'd put up 3 a week.
Yeah.
And people were just noticing. I just started seeing the numbers go up on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. Everything just started growing. So I started off with like 5,000 followers on Facebook a year and 6 months ago, and now I'm up to like 520,000 or something like that.
Crazy. So,
yeah, it's insane. It's like, and millions of views.
It was a perfect confluence of events, because when people were looking for content, you were putting it in very palatable, bite-size ways.
And then putting longer stuff as well. Like I'd put longer clips.
Lead them through.
10 minutes of this here and an hour here and on YouTube and stuff.
I love it.
Question.
I was going through a few different comedians and their Instagram accounts a few days ago, and I was looking at Shane Gillis, just for example, and he was like hovering on around 1.2 million. There's another guy that I like who was about half of that. And I'm curious, Ian, at what point did you feel like, all right, I actually have some influence, I actually have some power because of the numbers that are attached to my Instagram?
I don't know if I feel like I've got power yet, right? I feel like I've found my people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right?
You can hyper serve your audience.
Right.
Right. Which makes sense, because I was reading an interview with you, and with all the followers you have, you'll still have a show where it's like, how come that didn't sell out and the other one sold out? And you're still juggling the same issues.
Yeah, but in such a different way.
Yeah.
Like so we go from one weekend Like, whereas we used to give tickets away, now we sell everything.
Right.
People want to come to the shows. And some shows are sold out months in advance. Like I was in Winnipeg a couple weeks ago. That was sold out 2 months in advance, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
So, and then last week I was in Chicago, and we announced that I was going to be there at the Vic Theater in October, and that's basically almost sold out now.
That's amazing.
That's awesome.
That's
amazing.
So we have a friend, and I'm not going to say the name of the comedian, but he needs help selling tickets here in Philadelphia, but sells out in D.C. every single time. And I it's not that far away. You know what I mean?
It's not. It's interesting. When I go into a war, I think Miami was the last time I walked into a wall, and I'm like, well, I guess it's just this isn't my market. That's what it is. But I'm not going, this isn't my market. I'm taking down the inventory. So instead of coming in for 5 shows, I'll go in for 1. Let's start it there.
Did you always have this, because you have a sort of business savvy when it comes to this at some level, working the social media the way you have, and then...
No, I was lost.
You were lost.
I was lost for about 25 years of my career.
How close to pulling the plug completely on the career were you?
I'm pretty sure you listened to an interview with me where I was looking at things really dark, like really dark.
Okay.
I was like, okay, I'm at this point in my career. Who knows what's going to happen? I was going to insure myself and knock myself off. That's what I was going to do.
Okay.
I was going to put a date down. I was going to be insured, and I was going to make sure that my wife and my family were taken care of.
I must have missed that part. Yeah, I didn't realize you gotten that.
Because when it's all on you.
Yeah.
What do you do? Like, I didn't know how to build. Like, I didn't know, how do I get me to you?
Right.
And social media was the answer to my prayers, if you want to say prayers, but it was the answer. It was taking me, because there was no gatekeeper anymore.
Right.
Right? So for years, there's been a group of people that go, these people get to move on to the next level for whatever reason they've chosen.
Right. They were Dane the ones.
Right. So now... I don't need you. I just go right to the source.
It's funny because it used to be, I did stand up for about a decade years ago.
Just a couple minutes.
Yeah, a couple minutes and the tick. But you wanted to get an agent. You wanted to get somebody who could book you. You wanted to go to the open mic nights, and you want to go do all that stuff. Your type of comedy, you became well known for your crowd work, which was the first to really pop. And that's really suited towards social media clips.
It has. Like, it just happens to be.
How not?
Because comedians, I get some guys, well, you just put out stuff. I'm like, well, don't be lazy. I'm writing on stage.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. It's the same
so
thing.
You can write I'm doing a 30-second to a 60-second bit and putting them out 3 times a week. You can do that too.
Yeah.
I just so happen to write better on stage than off stage. You write better off stage, but if you're not putting out the material, you're not putting out the material, right?
Yeah.
So
I'm really curious about
no more questions from you.
The business side of selling art, because what you do, you're an artist, and if a musician, if a comedian is an artist, a musician's an artist, right? And the way that musicians used to make money was by selling records. Now, most of the time, they do it by touring, by selling tickets, right? So, how has the business of stand-up comedy evolved for you personally? Is it by selling tickets at Punchline this weekend, or is it other means?
Well, the social media pays for itself. Plus, so now I've created my YouTube station.
You have a ton of content.
Yeah, I'm going out and doing like stupid stuff. I do Defender the content where I find people that hate things and me and stuff and talk about them.
Wow, that's fun.
And like just all these different things I'm kind of creating. So I'm trying to create my own.
How do you find them?
Well, those people that hate everything?
Yeah.
Oh, they leave stupid tracks behind, right? So you find them and you just kind of build it up. So I was complaining the other day. I have so much offstage work now. Right? Whereas before, you just concentrate on going on stage. Now I'm doing all this other work. I got to do this.
That's the key.
I got to make sure I need plane tickets for the guys that I'd have travel with me, because now I have guys that travel with me. We make sure we film every show. I got to make sure. Oh, we need a couple new lenses. I got to make sure I buy those things. Right? So, which is fine, but it's a little tiring at times. Right?
I don't mean to go in on this behind the curtain stuff, but it's the same thing that everyone in any facet of entertainment is facing now. Which is that could literally be a full-time job. The secondary
Yes.
stuff that supports your on stage stuff. So you've now rebuilt up a staff.
Yeah. Now I'm making sure everybody's got a W-9. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
Yeah, it's fun. It's my stand-up was my dream.
Yeah.
I was doing stand-up. I didn't have a horrible career. I did Showtime. I did Last Comic Standing.
Right.
I did the Tonight shows and stuff like that. But I was stuck. And the real thing was, you just can't. I heard once that those most resistant to change are the first to be left behind.
Yeah.
Right? So if you want to do something, if it's changing, instead of complaining about it changing, see how you fit into it, right? So that's what I'm doing. So
your career has been, you've had a long run, and I'm doing the research on this. I didn't see that you have some sort of capability with explosives, correct?
Yeah, I when I was 18, 19, I worked in a gold mine in northern British Columbia, and I was working in explosive. I was explosives handler's assistant. So
were you a fireworks kid growing up? Or
No, I just got into it as a job, and I was like, this is awesome, blowing up the side of mountains. Yeah.
Working in a gold mine, is it like they have the diamond people where you have to work naked so they make sure you're not shoving it up your butt?
Yeah, but it's just a bunch of old men hanging around naked. It's not. You made it sound like it's sexy, but it's this 45-year-old man just sagging around the place. So no, we didn't have to get naked. But that's really fun. But just work boots, work boots.
But honestly, if
it
you
would look
came
like
across
the worst gay review ever.
If you came across a big enough nugget, like why would you even? You know what I mean?
To be honest with you, you never really touched that.
No,
you never really did.
Are you most so the explosives part? You're clearing the way so that they can go in.
We'd build roads,
Right.
and and it was open pit, so we'd take levels off.
So you have like a what are they like a class? What are they? They have the same class system for fireworks in Canada.
Yeah. I can't remember the class that it was, but we used to make emulsion. We used to make ANFO.
I don't know what those are. They're explosives.
I don't even know if we should be talking about it, to be honest with you. I started out at the bottom of this company, and I was just a swamper. So I would load the trucks with dynamite.
That's insane.
And I don't know if you've been around nitroglycerin, but it is a horrible smell, and I remember passing out a couple times.
So
kidding.
Dynamite, when it sweats nitroglycerin, correct?
Yes.
So you've seen if you've seen the freaking William Freak the Sorcerer, where they're transporting dynamite.
Yeah, it's not like that. No, it sweats, but it's very stable, right?
Okay.
Yeah, you just have to make sure you keep the caps away from it, because if it does get, it just can't bump and blow
Did
up.
you ever do anything stupid where one of the people that knew what they were doing was like, don't do that, whatever, you know what I mean?
No, but I remember we set up a pattern, and they had to have one of the truck drivers. We were behind, and one of the truck drivers had to help us tie the cord, right? And he's got a cigarette in his mouth.
Oh my God.
Right? I remember that. I don't know why that sticks out. And the other part that sticks out a lot is one day, all of a sudden there's a big explosion, and the guy goes, "Too much, get under the truck." I just remember we just dive under the truck and rocks are flying by.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Because every guy I blew up stuff as a kid. It's something I wanted to do, and I always kind of looked into it. Did it ever grow old blowing up something? And
No, it was so much fun. First of all, I was 18, 19 years old.
Yeah.
I got a pickup truck.
Yeah.
4x4 pickup truck, and I'm in the wilderness. We would go through Alaska and then back into British Columbia. And there's a little town in Alaska called Hyder, Alaska. And it at the time was an unmanned border guard. And I think it might be still unmanned, but now you have to fill out a piece of paper and leave it in an envelope.
That's how you cross over the border?
Because you can't go anywhere. You just go into the bush of Alaska. Like there's nothing there, right? But they make their own alcohol. Right?
Okay.
It's called Hyder, and you get Hyderized, 180 proof, right?
Jesus.
So we'd go down.
That.
Yeah, we'd go down. Yeah, you could use that to blow things up. We'd go down there and drink every night, and then go back up and up to the camp, and and then blow things up the next day. It was
That's amazing.
We were surprised to find out that a fairly large percentage of people do not realize that you can actually drive to Alaska from the mainland.
Is that you?
I knew immediately.
Oh, man.
I know.
Look, on the map, it's not connected.
And by map, you mean Waze? I love it. Did you really not know you could drive there?
You know what? Like after we talked about it, like obviously I was like, okay, but
Road
yeah, like
to Alaska.
but like technically, can you? I mean, yes, technically you can drive there, but like. There's very few people that have
she's
ever done
looking
this.
at, of course, the classic representation would be in our maps. Would it show Alaska in a small box to the side?
Yeah.
And so the
by
natural
the way,
perception was it was detached.
Wasn't it? Didn't Jace tell me? I think my 12-year-old was like, "Mom, yes, you can drive to Alaska."
Your mom,
like,
were you homeschooled?
Seriously?
Yeah. Canada is actually connected to this America, and then it's actually connected to Alaska.
Okay, I know now.
You're very pretty.
What area of Canada did you grow up in?
I grew up in northern Alaska. Actually, I'm not northern Alaska, northern British Columbia.
Gorgeous.
Jim and Joe Watson are actually from the town next to me.
We just had Joe Watson on the show.
Did you?
Joe's the best.
I
man.
went to Jim and Joe Watson hockey school when I was a kid.
No kidding.
No kidding.
Broke my leg there one time.
Well, now we
But,
have to
I
have
used to
Gritty
play
at your
above.
show.
Yes.
Come on.
Yeah, you know what? You want me to text Joe and see if he wants to come out to your show?
Oh, I'd love it. I love when he talks about his dad just being on the ice with his boots from the farm. That's Smithers. That's
Smithers, Smithers, BC.
And Smithers was there. They were very anti-vaccine there. They're that kind of people.
There's not a lot, and there's no shortage of stories for such a small town. And he
beautiful though. It's
beautiful.
Wrote a
book, yeah. And they had an alumni game not that long ago, and Joe came out and skated for the Flyers. It was Flyers Bruins.
No way.
It was great, and the crowd went nuts for it. It's really he's like a Philadelphia treasure.
So
I love to hear that.
Was it very Mystery Alaska-ish when you were growing up? That kind of vibe?
Well, no. Where Joe lived, it kind of got a little colder, more beautiful.
Okay.
Where we grew up, it was more rainforest, like cold rainforest. So if the wind we're close to the coast. So if the wind was coming from the west, we were getting cold rain. If it was coming from anywhere else, except for the south, we were getting east or north.
Yeah.
We were getting snow. But we got a lot of wind from the west, so we got a lot of rain there. I remember growing up with wet cuffs on my pants all the time.
Yeah,
Never having a good pair of shoes because they're always worn out from the rain. And I love living in California. I was just like,
really?
My shoes last forever.
Were you Long Beach?
Yeah, Long Beach.
Yeah. And so you took to it immediately. You no desire to go back and say, I'm going to return to the north. And I want my cuffs wet again.
No. And I tried to get my parents to move, and my dad's like, nope, I'm not going. This is where we live. This is where we live. And my mom's from Australia originally. And I'm just like, why didn't we grow up in Sydney? It was so weird. They'd take me to Sydney.
Yeah.
And this beautiful place, and then boom, back to the village. And I'm just like, I think my dad kept my mom in a hole covered in hay. A goat hole. I'm like, there's no way somebody picked that place.
If you're just tuning in, it's Ian Bagg who we're talking to, who's going to be at Punchline tonight and tomorrow. There are 2 shows each night, punchlinephilly.com. And you spent an extended amount of time in Australia, right?
I did spend some years there, yeah.
Okay.
Back and forth, and then I spent a year and a bit there after I graduated.
You enjoy it?
I did. I thought it was great. Yeah.
That's one of those spots I'd like to get to eventually.
I think they got a very Canadian sensibility to them.
Okay.
Yeah, I could see that. They're hardy people.
Yeah.
But the thing is, and I've long, and this is no big shock. Literally everything there is lethal. Even the butterflies they have so many things. If they have it and they have a version of it, it's the deadliest version of it.
And then the
on Earth.
sun's killing them. Everybody's got skin cancer over
really?
there too.
Yeah,
Not, you just go over there and live in the house is what you do. Don't go outside because everything will kill you, including the sky. Basically, you're a French bulldog over there.
Do they have any hockey representation in Australia?
They do have some hockey going on over there. The Kings and the Arizona Coyotes went over and played 2 preseason games over there this year. Yeah.
Okay.
And they went to Melbourne and played 2 there. I think another 2 teams are going this year. I'm not sure.
We were shocked to learn, and I don't know why it didn't occur to me, but that they have snow-covered mountain range there.
Skiing and
the Blue
Mountains.
Mountains.
Winter sports. Do you do anything winter sportsy outside of hockey?
I went there and did a tour, and I did like their ski hills. I went up there and we skied, and I was like, oh, this is interesting. It wasn't fantastic. Nobody's going there to ski, but I'll tell you that. Right. But it was really fun over there. But me, I like to curl.
Oh, do you really?
Curling just once in a while. I took my wife to do it. And she's
I think I would like that.
You know what? When I grew up, there was ashtrays along the side of the rink, so you could smoke and curl. Everybody still drinks. Everybody still drinks, but the smoking's gone. It was
curling. Yeah, man, curling, bocce, lawn bowling.
All that stuff is fun.
It's it's
better with a drink.
It's exactly what I was gonna say.
Yeah, I don't know why alcohol doesn't go after those sports more.
Yeah,
right.
Because they're drinking there, and they're playing. Like that's way cooler than sitting in the stands. Like when you see people fighting in the stands, you're just like, come on.
Yeah.
Especially when they fight at a baseball game. Like baseball's, I know you guys might like it, but it's so boring. It's so bad they make you stand up halfway through, right? Because you might get deep vein thrombosis. So they're worried about you. It's just silly.
Curling is one. We actually, a curling team contacted us here.
Delaware.
It's fun. It's fun, but you also find out as you do it when you're old, you're like, oh, I am not as flexible as when I was a kid. So you're down on
the person who pitches it out. I don't know what that's called, but they're on
skip.
Right, extended, one knee down, extended, stretched out.
Yes,
it's
times.
It's pretty wild.
Two girls in that sport though, in the Olympics. Remember that?
Yeah.
Skookum. They're skookum girls, as we call them.
Skookum girls.
Skookum. Look at those girls. They're pretty skookum.
That's a compliment?
It's a compliment, but it's also saying they're a little solid.
Skookum.
Skookum.
Like hard, like a robust?
A robust.
Yeah.
It's just skookum.
You know we have a Schuylkill River. It's not Skookum, but
it's Schuylkill River. Are you saying it's thick and it doesn't move?
I mean, kind of.
That'd actually be appropriate.
Any other funny sounding Canadian slang terms that come to mind, like skookum, that we may not be aware of?
You got me right now.
I know I'm putting you on the spot, but
when my wife watches hockey with me on TNT, she just goes, "What are these guys talking about?" When Paul Bissonnette and they get going, like, what are they talking about?
Oh. Yeah, where's Fridge's Todd Fedora?
Dipsy-doo.
Yeah, this is him.
A little dipsy-doo.
That's him making a call.
That's pretty great. That's pretty.
A little dipsy-doo.
We're buddies with Scotty Hartnell. He's from Alberta, and there was a time he's doing the TV now, and in one of his first early TV broadcasts, he came on, and I'm going to say this very carefully. He said that the ice out there was very shinny. But he said it fast, and he said it in a way that did not sound like he was saying NN. It was
the game's a little.
The game's a little shinny.
It's a little shinny. Yeah.
Flyers playing a little shinny, and the way that he said it, I was like, "Are you kidding me?" So I texted him, and he's like, "Open your ears, jackass."
But then he used a bunch of different swear words on you.
That's right. Yeah. But I had no idea of that term until Scott used it.
That's when the game's not really being played with a particular. Yeah. You guys must love having Tortorella here.
Oh yes.
He's just just for the clips.
Well, for the clips alone, yes.
Yeah,
and they're going in the right direction.
Yeah, and there again, but it's so interesting that they had the best mascot in the league for a while.
Yeah,
like that mascot is hilarious.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. Gritty. Well, Gritty.
Anytime you find out a mascot punched a kid, you're like, that's mine. That one's mine.
Yeah, Gritty was all the press for a while, but no one was expecting. I mean, even though it sort of collapsed at the end of this season, just passed for the Flyers, no one was expecting them to do as well as they did. So, I mean, this is obviously a big hockey city, and
absolutely.
And so we're hoping, and I don't think we're hoping against hope. It looks pretty promising.
And your general manager's fantastic, and your president's fantastic. Those guys,
dudes.
They're good dudes.
It all starts with the mascot. You know what I'm saying?
But that's the face of the face of the franchise.
Get out there and punch
a guy that looks like he was an AM/PM eating a lot of things.
Speaking of mascots, Mrs. Met. She's a little skookum. Have you ever seen Mrs. Met?
No.
Oh, she got a nice little body on her. Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Is it the big head that does it for you?
It's more
He
the
likes
body.
a girl with a giant head. Who doesn't really?
Just check her out. She's got a nice little.
I bet you she knows
to her.
that Alaska's connected to.
She's trying to verify whether it is or isn't.
No, she's just looking. I really don't think you guys are right about that. I think you guys just lying to me, and you got my 12-year-old kid involved.
All right. Well, listen, Ian's at Punchline. 2 shows tonight and 2 tomorrow. You can get tickets at punchlinephilly.com.
Just fun. If you come out, I would just let you escape from the world for an hour with me. That's all I want you to
You're
do.
terrific. Very funny.
And even lefties.
Even lefties.
Yeah.
I'll take some righties. I'll take some lefties, but I like them down the middle. I like the ambidextrous.
All right. Let's hear it for Ian Bagger.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for coming
Thanks for
by
having me
here.
on your Black Panther party show.
You got it. All right. We're going to take a break and come back. May Pang is going to be joining us. Stay with us.
Bye-bye, Jay.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Leave. I'll handle it. There's no hope for me, but save yourselves.
Seriously.
All right. Get it off my head.
Wait, Chuck, you can smell it down the hall.
You can smell it in my office.
Are you kidding?
And our doors are shut.
Yeah, don't open the door.
So let's get this out of here then.
We've been,
Are we getting this out of here?
we're under quarantine now. What did you say, Antonina?
Let's eat it.
No.
Who is eating it?
All right, give me a fork. Give me a fork. Let's get this done.
Give me a gun.
Give me a fork.
I want to die.
Give Steve a fork.
Give me a fork. I'll goddamn eat this, but I want it out of here after I do that.
Hold on, I'm getting a fork.
Give me something. I'm not going to lick it off the can.
Why not? Oh, God.
There you go. I got a fork for you, buddy.
All right.
This is.
Do it like the Vikings. Take it with the finger. Just shove it in.
Do it like a Viking?
It
smells so bad. I want you. All right.
This is so much worse than I'd anticipated.
What?
Oh my.
And it's popular?
Lord.
Preston, you're sweating.
Oh, it's stringy. Ah!
I can't believe you're eating it.
Preston, watch Steve eat it.
Oh God! I can't even walk.
Oh, it's dripping off the
I'm in
floor.
horror.
Steve, I can't believe you're going to do this.
All right.
Well, you know.
Dude, I might throw up just from you eating it.
My nose is running.
Oh my God!
I feel like. Oh, God.
Oh my God! He ate it. He ate it. and now he's slamming water. I need a tissue. My nose is running.
My nose is running.
All right, so you want to know what it's like?
You see this booger hanging out of my nose?
Oh, yes. This whole thing is so disgusting.
It's like having the devil finish in your mouth.
Oh my God!
Kind of salty, right?
Oh.
Yes, insanely salty.
God. Oh, my God.
Listen to you laughing, you malicious Swede, you. All right.
What are we going to do? Like, what are we going to do?
We got to get it out of here now.
Gotta get it out of here.
We got to get it out of here
Don't you
now.
have like a small
Give me
shot
some gloves.
glasses so you can take a shot?
Oh, get out of here.
No,
Get
there's
the hell outta
no.
here.
What we really need to start doing is just like getting hair and burning it, and like anything else that
Smells bad?
That smells bad.
There are look on the counter. There are splatter patterns here. Do you see this?
Yes.
And we gotta
Here's what I'm
clean
gonna
this
do.
up.
I'm gonna put this in this baggie now.
Thank you. Thank God.
Now.
Stuck on Nick's beer.
I can't believe we did this. This smell is going to linger in here for a month.
I know.
All right, it is in the baggie. I'm sealing it up.
We should try to light matches.
Listen to her laugh.
We should have done this in Bill's office.
It still would have made it down here.
Yeah, it would have been.
It would have been better, Steve.
Would have been better than this.
How do you seal this, Preston?
Oh, Marissa's starting to spray
Fine.
the
Blue and red make
Febreze.
purple.
Hang on a second. I think you got it. Oh, no, wait. Here we go.
Holy God Almighty!
That's inhuman.
I cannot listen, and I'm telling everyone listening to this, we are not even remotely kidding.
Oh my God!
It is. It instantly flushed the entire studio with an incredibly powerful, salty, pungent stink.
I can't. I have no words to describe that as far as to give you an idea of what it didn't smell like rotting. Like like a dead fish out in the sun or anything like that. It's something. It's far more foul. And there's some on this microphone.
It's sprayed
It's
everywhere.
right there. Oh.
Listen, here's the deal.
We're in the studio.
We had to open it a little bit more. Did I know it was going to explode in my face? No, I did not know that.
At its best, it smelled like rotten tuna fish.
All right, so
it's worse
if you
than
need
that.
to clear up, I'll
At
clean
its
this.
best.
But we got to get this out of here.
All right, we do. And we got to go live on Fox here in a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Are we going to take a break and come back? Or
Let's do this now.
I'm going to come around there so we can. So hang on, clean up.
I think we need to take a break and come back in like a day or so.
Right here.
This is awful.
I think we just earned some vacation.
All right, everyone, let me. I'll take it for you here.
I'm
are you
absolutely
doing?
shocked
Just remember.
that I didn't puke. I came really close
You were
several times.
gagging big time.
Oh my God. Okay. Thank you, I guess, Antonina.
All right, so when that conversation was wrapping up, Nick, you went, oh.
A didgeridoo is a brass instrument.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh.
There are some brass instruments made out of wood, like the alphorn, the cornet, the serpent, and the didgeridoo.
I know what the serpent is, but I've never heard
Coronets are made out of?
But
cornet. I don't know that one, Steve.
I don't think it's a coronet. I think, it's a cornet. It looks like something.
Never heard of that.
And they were
No, neither have
also
I.
text coming through that said that a lot of high school marching band instruments now are made out of plastic, which is way cheaper.
Tickles.
Yeah, I would have been.
Is that Notre Dame?
Let's hear Run Around Sue, everybody.
I'm not really playing anything.
Sure you are.
I would imagine like maybe clarinets and things like that are made out of a plastic. My recorder is made out of a
there you
See?
go. Yeah.
That's made out of ivory from
No, it's not.
illegally poached elephants.
Right. And a one and a two and a.
Hey!
They don't have drums, they just have hands.
Well, how do you
Hand
make
line.
Now, Preston, are the drums made out of brass?
The drum shells are made out of wood usually, but they have a metal
detector.
No. Believe we are ready. Is everyone prepared for the ritual?
Yes.
We are.
Let
All
us
right.
begin.
Welcome, all here today who seek rebirth, to this most sacred celestial event, the solar eclipse. In attendance today are the Council of Elders, being the overlords and lawgivers. They are myself, High Priest Steve, High Priest Preston, High Priest Casey, High Priest Nick, High Priestess Kathy, and High Priestess Marissa. Hi. And as it was in the ancient times and as decreed by the sacred book, we are joined by semi-naked, semi-virgins, provided by Coven Club Risque. Council of Elders, please provide the proper responses as I read from the sacred text. O mighty Son, known to the ancient Romans as Sol, you are so big.
You are so big.
You are so bright.
You are so bright.
You are very hot.
You are very hot.
Crazy hot.
Crazy hot.
I would not touch you.
I would not touch you.
I'm not stupid.
I'm not stupid.
And although you appear close to us, you are very, very far away. Now, High Priest Preston, would you please join me on my side of the altar where the one microphone with reverb is and prepare us for the cleansing ritual.
As it was in the time before time, the cleansing ritual was meant to appease the sun during its time of eclipse, to offer unto it something so stupid, so pathetic, that it would never be able to bring itself to destroy us. In a moment, the Council of Elders and the semi-naked, semi-virgins will surround the Well of Rebirth, which in many ways resembles the toilet we used for St. Patrick's Day. At this time, the chant of the Ancient One shall be performed, and a baby will be brought forth and bathed in the purifying waters. In many ways, this baby will resemble the doll that High Priest Steve accidentally purchased off of Amazon in the time of darkness. Let us begin to begin again.
And so we have gathered at the Well of Rebirth, as it was done in the dark time of the ancient time, before time, in accordance with hammer time. We begin the chant of the Ancient Ones. She'll be coming around the mountain
when she comes.
She'll be coming around the mountain
when she comes.
She'll be coming around the mountain.
She'll be coming around the mountain.
She'll be coming around the mountain
when she comes.
High Priestess Kathy, will you now come forward and place the baby in the Well of Rebirth?
Bricka bracka firecracker zis boom ba. Solar eclipse. Solar eclipse.
Ra, ra, ra.
It is done!
I feel cleansed and rebirthed, Steve.
I feel burnt and a little constipated, but I still feel great. I liked how our semi-clad semi-virgin started to burst into dance.
Yes, it was wonderful. At the last moment, at the completion, we had dancing here in the studio. All of us wearing our robes, our cultish robes.
I was impressed, honestly.
It was great. I feel ready.
You were very good, Kathy.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Oh my God! All right, so hopefully you joined along at our along in the office, dressed as a druid for our special druid cleansing ritual. Since this is a Kathy-centric conversation, we just wanted to point out the fact that it's her birthday today. And we've got a special birthday present for you, Kathy.
State your name.
If everybody is ready, we're gonna get something special in here for you, Kathy. Remember how you said you wanted to just not even acknowledge that it was your birthday today and keep things kind of quiet? Kathy, we'd like you to meet Chuck E. Cheese. Oh my God! We actually brought Chuck E. Cheese in for Kathy's birthday.
Getting Chuck E. Cheese tickets thrown at
By the way, this is TV commercial Chuck E. Cheese.
That's right.
Really?
Yeah.
This is the TV commercial. Chuck E. Cheese. Here you go, Kathy. We have a medal for you.
Wow.
We have a special sippy cup for you.
Everyone is happy.
That is
look
correct.
at this. Kathy, a
what is
party
this?
pack.
Party pack.
Mazes, balloons,
Glasses,
whistles,
slinkies,
a specula.
a Twizzler.
Yeah, very
A
nice.
specula.
I don't know. It looked like it.
Oh my
And now we have also.
Did Pancake have anything to do with this?
No, well, maybe.
We can't reveal our secrets.
Oh, okay, sorry. Oh, Pancake.
A crown.
We have a crown that she's going to put on. Chucky is actually bowing down to Kathy because it is her birthday today. She is the birthday girl.
And who made the cake? You guys put all my favorite things on the cake.
Casey had the cake made.
Here, put it in front of Kathy so she can look at everything. And
Okay.
And tell us what all you
Darth
see.
Vader,
Yep.
space, boogies, ew, possums, seagulls, camping, Star Trek,
Yeah.
disgusting injury on the foot,
an open wound.
an open wounds, comics, and I'm not. I know it's Sarah. Oh, because she's my number one. Number one on my
This is your cake of hate.
Wait,
It's a hate cake.
And look just to the bottom right-hand corner of Sarah
Did I
Jessica
miss one?
Parker. What's that? Just
butthole.
A butthole.
This is your cake. Your hate cake.
I'm just glad you got my age right on it.
Yeah.
Thank you. 29.
Died laughing.
I'm just thrilled we have Chuck E. Cheese in
We
the
actually
studio.
have the real Chuck E. Cheese. Now, we have to do something, which is apparently it's the Chuck E. Cheese promise,
Yes.
right?
Okay.
Here we go. You ready? This is the Chuck E. Cheese promise. Here it is.
Our birthday stars must perform the Chuck E. Cheese Party Promise. Now raise your hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I state your name.
Very funny. Do hereby promise. To being the star of my birthday at Chuck E. Cheese's.
To be my star at church at Chuck E. Cheese's.
I will have fun, play games, win tickets, and party hard.
I will have fun, win tickets, party hardy, play hard.
In other words, have the best day of my life.
In other words, have the best day.
And that's your traffic on 93.3 WMMR.
Thank you, Kathy. Our next guest is in our studio, and you're going to want to go and see her works and meet her. If you are a Beatles fan, this is absolutely a must-do for you. This event is taking place today through Sunday, and it'll be at the Erte Gallery in New Hope, which is beautiful anyway.
Yeah,
going to New Hope.
Gorgeous.
But we're excited. We had her on about a year ago and had a wonderful conversation, and we're going to dive right back into it. It is the return of May Pang in our studio. Hi, May. Nice to see you again.
How are you?
We are wonderful. Happy to have you in our studio.
I can't believe it. I'm actually here.
Yeah, I know. So, listen, we had such a great conversation with you last time, and you know, you're so entrenched into there's so many Beatles fans. The music, the lore, the stories, I just never get tired of hearing.
And it seems as if there's always more to be discovered. Like we're looking at your pictures, which are fascinating and amazing. But does it even shock you that even at this point, so many decades into the legend of this band and all the personnel, that new stuff keeps getting discovered?
Yeah, it's crazy because I didn't think anybody really cared about my photos. And these were our candid home photos, as I would say. And Scott Siegelbaum over here kept calling me over and over for like 6 years saying, come on, let's showcase, let's put it out there. And I said, no. And then finally, I was worn down. And of course, my movie was coming out roughly around the same time. And I said, okay, fine. So my movie and going out on the road with these photos and really giving people an experience, because a lot of them just come up to talk to me. I talked like 8 hours a day practically for like a whole weekend. So I don't get a chance of a break, but people are curious about certain time that, about different things. And when they find out, they're like, oh, my God. So they get a chance to talk to me directly.
So just a brief snapshot of your relationship with John Lennon for those who may not know the story of the Lost Weekend and so on. And I'll give a little bit of this. And if I'm getting it wrong, please let me know or share whatever you want to. But you had been working with Yoko Ono.
And John.
And
both.
John. And so you two, John and Yoko, were in a tough spot relationship-wise. And I think the way I had heard was it was suggested by Yoko that kind of you and John go off for a little while and kind of maybe he'll get his stuff together.
Well, in that sense, yeah. But when she approached me, the first word she said out of her mouth was, oh, John's going to start seeing other people. So I'm thinking somebody else, not me.
Right.
And so when she looked at me and she said, well, you don't have a boyfriend. And I went, not me. I'm not interested. She goes, oh, I know you're not really interested, but I think you should go out with him. I said, no, thank you. And I just kept saying, no, thank you. But she says, I do think it's a good idea. I said, no, I don't. Oh, my God.
So she felt safe with you.
I guess that, when you look back at it, yes. And that's what it is.
Okay. And then the Lost, quote unquote, weekend turned out to be a year and a half.
At least a year and a half.
Okay.
At least.
And you guys went where together?
Well, we went off to L.A., and here's another myth. There's a lot of myths to our relationship, but Yoko did not send us out there. John was the one who decided. He was actually talking to his lawyer who came in to do some stuff with him, go over some paperwork, and he turned around and he said to Harold, he said, so when are you going back? Because he lived out in Los Angeles. And he said, this evening. He said, okay, May, book a flight. We're going with you. And that was how it went. So Yoko did not know we were going.
And how old were you at the time?
22.
Because you look like you're 17 years old in the pictures that I've seen. You're just the cutest thing. You're just absolutely
thank you.
adorable.
I didn't think so, but thank you.
Well, it's what's so fascinating here because you're in a way you were Yoko was sort of pulling the strings and not you say controlled. That's your opposition, but she was kind of controlling the things. But that whole and the documentary, the movie you were talking about is excellent. I watched it in preparation of our first interview with you.
Thank you.
And it seemed your mind reels at the possibility of what could have been because John really loved L.A. and apparently was having a great time going out and being social. You relayed this story about going to the set of Happy Days.
Right.
And he was loving interacting with all these other musicians, and there was sort of this congenial. I mean, they were all in awe of him, and he kind of was thinking, maybe this is it. And do you, obviously you can't fix history, and history has to be what it is, but do you think there was a point at which it could have broke completely, you and John together, and John alive today, because everything's, butterfly effect and all that stuff? Do you ever think of those things?
Well, we actually came back to New York.
Right.
I mean, no matter what, we came back to New York, and John wanted to. We got an apartment in New York. We lived together. Can you imagine? My first boyfriend is this guy who is kind of famous, and so and all his famous friends would come around. We had people like Mick Jagger and some guy named Paul McCartney, and it was always thought of. I mean, he was with his friends, and he was having a great time, and he wanted to write with Paul again at one point. Yeah,
you were in the studio when after there was a separation. They had not been.
I did. What was it? I worked with John when it all started with Mind Games.
Yeah.
Then we did his first album of Walls and Bridges with his only number one hit in his lifetime. Number one hit song, Whatever Gets You Through the Night.
Yeah.
With
Elton John.
Yeah. And then we did Rock and Roll. And so those three albums, and then he did Jam with Paul, which I was a part of with Mal Evans, and then we did another one where he produced Mick Jagger's "Too Many Cooks." That was came from a jam. He gave 2 songs away, one to Keith Moon and one to Johnny Winter's "Rock and Roll People." We worked on David Bowie, Fame. That was his first hit. A song, and then we did one with Elton, obviously, and we did one for Ringo with his album Goodnight Vienna, and then there was a few other things.
So you mentioned Fame,
Yes.
David Bowie,
right?
Forever, I did not know that was John's voice on the Fame, 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 Fame.
Oh no, he
Fame,
that wasn't.
I thought it was.
No, I asked John about that.
Okay,
that was done with one of those synthesizer whatever machine.
Yeah,
I said, is that your voice or whoever? And he goes, no, that's David. He's just done that.
So then, but he's the one that goes, Fame.
Yeah, he
What's your
answers
name?
back.
Or
Right.
He answers back.
Oh, that's wild. I didn't know
John.
that.
I never.
That's John.
No, I never knew that either.
Yeah, that's John.
So you were there while he was recording it, or
when they were writing it.
Okay. So I'm looking, and by the way, May Pang's photographic exhibition is free, mind you. It says here, at Arte Gallery. Looking at these photographs, because we got this book with representations of the photos in it. These are so, and we've all seen tons of pictures of John and the Beatles throughout the years. These are so personal. You can clearly tell this is John. This is unguarded John,
right?
Being him. You're just catching him in. Some of these are candid moments. Some are him imposing and having fun. But were you able to just take photos freely, or did you say, "Hey, John, I'm going to take a few pictures"?
No, he let me do whatever I want. He actually, he in the beginning, he saw me with my camera. He says, "Let me see some of your photos," and he looked at it and he said, "You have a good eye. Okay, do whatever."
Okay,
he was confident.
Yeah.
Well, some that I've never seen before are him and Julian together.
Yeah.
Now, Steve and I have said for years how we really have a soft spot in our heart for Julian. He was kind of the kid that seemed to be forgotten about by John. You, from what I understand, were instrumental in helping John connect with people that he may have not connected with in a while. Was Julian one of them?
Absolutely.
Okay. We really felt bad for Julian.
Absolutely. And
Because
I felt
he-
bad for Cynthia as well.
Well, I'm sure, yeah. But he put so much praise on Sean, and you could tell, he loved that child dearly.
Yeah,
but he was under divorce circumstances, and you've got an ocean between each other. That relationship with Julian was going to be difficult anyway.
And Preston, one of the song is "Beautiful Boy."
Oh my God, for Sean.
And then the song for Julian was called "Oh Yeah You." No, okay. No, but you. So to,
But here's the thing. Let me give you what Beautiful Boy, when it started out, it was an instrumental. He didn't have words for it. The reason how he created that song, he was watching me watch a Chinese opera on soap opera on
That's why it
television.
has that sound.
And yes, and he's going, "What are you watching?" And he heard these bells, and I said, "I'm watching a Chinese soap opera on cable was just coming in," and he goes, "Oh, so we've watched it together," and he created the melody already for it.
Wow!
So the words were not there yet for "Beautiful Boy," so it was just the melody was there.
Does it do your heart good to see? Because Preston and I always, we see anything dealing with these guys, and it's like, oh, did you see that? And it appears that Julian and Sean are now like very fraternal and very much hanging out and working together. And there's a closeness that may not have existed before. Are you part of this? Have you seen?
No, I think that's something that of recent times.
Of recent
times.
May, there's so much history to be gleaned from everything that happened at any point with any of the Beatles, right? And yourself included. I really found that little story about Beautiful Boy, and you're just sitting there watching television, and it led to something. It led to creativity. Were there just flat out boring moments that happened where nothing happened at all? Or was his brain always like thinking about, I want to create something?
No, I think it was just, there were boring moments. He goes, "Let's go do something." But somehow with us, things happened. I took him on. He goes, "What should we do today?" And I said, "Okay." And this was like in the winter. And we were back in New York taking a break from the Phil Spector sessions out in the West Coast. And we were in New York. And I said, "Let me take you on a bus ride." So I took him on the bus in New York City.
Oh, just a standard commuter bus. Okay.
Because he said...
You and John Lennon are
me and John
on
Lennon
a bus.
are on a bus, and this was February of 1974, and it's cold and snowing, and we're and I said, "You always wanted to see New York City." I said, "There's no other better way to see Manhattan. Let's get on the bus." And he's looking at me like I have 5 heads, right? So I said, "Yes." And we got on the bus, and it was sort of empty where we were on the Lexington Avenue line, if anybody knows what New York City is.
Yeah.
So we're on the bus, and we're going down, and people are coming onto the bus. And as they're getting on the bus, you start hearing the whispers because people are just looking around. They go, "Is that John Lennon?" And, and John turned to me and he goes, It's my nose. It's my nose."
He used to walk around Huntington, Long Island. So around the time of the Double Fantasy album, and he was, maybe his, you hate to think this, but his casual, relaxed ability to be around people, at least the way we perceived it. People, "Oh, I saw John Lennon in Huntington today." Maybe that was his undoing because he had that relaxed feeling towards people, and obviously we know how he died. But was he? It seems like he was very comfortable out and about with people, and didn't have that. "Oh, I can't stand this fame. I can't stand this."
No, that he really liked being out and about. I think part of it is, and this is only my summation of this. We never had any bodyguards. We didn't have any of that, unless obviously we were going to an event and the people provided it. But the thing was, here we are, and I always believe that it's like anything. If you keep promoting that you have somebody protecting you, then somebody's always going to be looking for who's the protector. We were just out and about like everybody else, and we never had any problems.
Okay. You had mentioned the Phil Spector sessions, and you kind of gestured. You kind of made a little. face or something like that. What was that like? Because Phil, well, obviously we know he's in prison and all that.
No, he died.
He died.
That's
For
right.
murder. Yeah.
But yeah, he was imprisoned, and that he was, not only eccentric, he was a loose cannon and a bunch of other things. Did you ever experience anything off the wall with Phil Spector?
Oh, you must be jesting. Many times. And I remember when he came over to go over some of the songs where we were staying, and I remember looking at John going, does he have to come with his guns all the time?
His
And he goes,
legendary guns.
Yeah, and he carried the guns in his holster, and I said, oh, this is awful. And he said, oh, George, which was his bodyguard, can't be letting him hold a real gun with bullets in it. And I said, you're right. Can't. I mean, he's just not there, right? So, of course, lo and behold, I wrote in my book many, many years ago, the gun goes off at one of the sessions. This in L.A., and there, everybody else is ducking, and the person next to me that ducked was Phil's mother. Mother Bertha is like next to me, and I'm like, oh, my God. And typical New York girl, I run towards the sound. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
So I open the door to the lounge, and there is John with his finger in his ear going, Phil, you're going to shoot me, but don't mess with me ears. Yeah. I need them. So then there's Mal Evans, who's like 6'5", and Phil, who's only like 5'3". So with the gun in his hand, and Mal comes over and he goes, give me that. You shouldn't have that. He goes, you can't tell me what to do. That type of thing.
Yeah.
And I said, what just happened? And he goes, we were just horsing around, and Phil kept doing something. And I asked him not to, he was hurting my nose, actually. And so I said, okay, Mal. And then as he was attempting to take out his gun, I guess to show off, it went off. So anybody could have been hurt.
Oh, my God.
Well, we all thought that, it was a blanks. Well, the next day, Mal comes over and found us in a restaurant. He goes, I've been looking for you guys. And we said, why? He goes, well, here's the bullet from last night.
Wow.
We were sort of shook up by that.
Yeah.
But didn't during those sessions they got tense? Didn't John have a freak out and
that's also because
was that
Phil,
because of Phil was agitating?
Oh, absolutely.
And he trashed a lot of stuff too.
Well,
didn't
he didn't trash it. That was done by he had provided something that we didn't normally do in the studio when we were working, and that was he provided liquor.
Oh,
and in any of our sessions in New York, we never had that. Yeah. So I was quite surprised to see all this liquor sitting there, and all the musicians were drunk by the time they got up to perform because Phil would be late, 3 hours late, and John's not used to that. So everybody was out of it. So it was kind of weird.
I wanted to ask you at this point in time, do you communicate at all with Yoko?
No, I haven't done in years, except that many years ago, somewhere in the mid-2000s, I was in Iceland, and we happened to be in the same hotel.
And that was it?
And I sent a note up to tell her I was there, and she didn't answer me. I said, okay. Next morning, I was downstairs in the restaurant for breakfast before we were leaving, and everybody was there. So we were all walking around. My girlfriend comes over and says to me, she's here. I said, what are you talking about? I forgot who was here. And she says, Yoko. She just asked me what I should have for breakfast. I looked over and I said, okay, I guess it's my turn. So I got up. I went over to the table and I said, Yoko. And she looked one way. I said, Yoko. She looked the other way. I said, Yoko. And then finally she looked up at me and I said, it's May. And she goes, hello. And I said, I just wanted to wish you, well here and all that. And I turned around and walked away. You could have heard a pin drop in the restaurant because with tons of press, everybody was there. So now I go back to my table. I look up again. I see her wandering, and I said, oh, she's looking for me. I know she's looking for me. Sure enough, she stood at the end of the area, and she starts waving. And I'm thinking, she can't be waving to me. Please don't. And I'm turned around. Yes, it's me. And I wave, and she's now smiling at me, going, how are you? How are you?
Okay.
What the hell?
What was that about?
Because of the
Take
press?
2.
Yeah.
Because the first time she was very, as a matter of fact, not very responsive. So the second time it's, oh, hi, how are you? Yeah.
And I have
press, remember this, press.
Yeah, the press, yeah.
I have 2 Yoko questions. Did the relationship end poorly between you two before you had seen her all those years later, or did it just kind of fizzle?
It fizzled.
Okay.
I mean, it wasn't like for anything because the last time I saw her was in court.
The other question that I have for you is, did John ever say anything about her singing voice? Because
Because we know.
There are many moments when you see her doing her wailing thing, and everybody is just kind of, letting it happen. And John has one of the greatest ears ever and is one of the greatest vocalists ever, and he's got to know that sounds terrible.
We never touched that one.
Okay.
So let's put it this way. I was working on her album prior to Mind Games, and they're two separate things. We kept them as two separate
Okay, you never cross streams on that.
I mean,
all right.
I know he respected the performance art.
Yeah.
Yes.
And all of that.
Yes.
He certainly did, but as a musician.
We kept it two separate things.
She's friggin' terrible. I can't stand it.
May, it doesn't matter.
Where's May?
It doesn't matter what my mood is, happy, sad. If I'm looking to cheer myself up, I'll listen to the Beatles. If I want to bond with people, I'll listen to the Beatles. And so it's universal. But I, unlike you, do not have a remotely personal connection to anybody in the band. When you listen to their music or John's music, is your perception on what you're listening to different than most people, or are you listening to it as just sort of a Beatles fan, as a music fan?
I think as for Beatles stuff, it's as a fan. But obviously with John's stuff is a little different because that I worked personally with it.
You were there. You were part of the process of creating it. So it's almost like a scrapbook.
Yeah. That's exactly the same thing like with Ringo. Anything that I really was a part of, then, I look at it differently.
With Ringo and Paul, is there communication at all? Has there been over the years? How would you describe the relationships with either one of those gentlemen?
Well, I saw Paul maybe about 7 years ago. I was invited to see one of his shows in New York. I saw him. It was the first time in a long time. And he looked well, but I hadn't seen him since then. And Ringo and I bumped into him. We were both backstage for Jerry Lee Lewis celebrating his, 85th birthday, one of them, and in London. So it was just a brief one to say hello, and then we moved on.
Did you get along? I mean,
I got along with all of those guys when they were around John. It was great. I think George Harrison was one of my favorites as well. He was really lovely. He was very happy that I was with John.
Yeah, I can imagine. I would say, to me, the dynamic would be like, wouldn't you be with her? But life is what it is. And though to that point, we watched the Peter Jackson, series, Get Back, and in that we all came to the sort of realization that despite what might have been depicted in the movie Let It Be, that documentary, that Yoko was not this arch aspect to everything. She wasn't interrupting or affecting the breakup of the Beatles. Did you see the Peter Jackson
I
series?
saw the Peter Jackson, but I also saw the Let It Be.
Okay, yeah.
So now that's come back out.
Right.
And I tend to think that the truth is more in the middle somewhere.
Okay.
Somewhere in the middle. Okay.
I can understand that because the Peter Jackson had left all of the tense moments out that involved Yoko. So there are some that exist, but it didn't seem to be as permeating as it did with Let It Be.
Yeah,
where
it
was
seemed more
really all over it.
Yeah,
so
more
I could see
intense.
that having moments, and listen, they had been together for a while now. They had spent a lot of time to each other. They were heading in different directions socially and so on.
Absolutely.
So,
that's where it was going. I mean, just so you know, one of the last visitors that John and I had moved into this apartment in New York. And our first visitors were John and Paul and Linda. And we don't know how they ever found out where we lived. So, and our last visitor was Paul and Linda before we broke up. And Paul was saying, we're going down to New Orleans to do our next album, which turned out to be the Venus and Mars. And John was fascinated by that. And he says, I want to go down to New Orleans. And I said, great. He goes, okay, and then let it go. And they left. And the next day or so, he said, May, I got to ask you a question. I said, what is it? He goes, do you think I should write with Paul again?
Wow.
And I said, of course you should. And he said, why do you think that? I said, well, because solo, you're good, but together you wrote the most amazing songs. You were really great. He goes, okay, I think we really should go down to New Orleans. And so and I knew that if he had gone down, if we got down there, they would have been making music.
Wow.
There's
that close.
There was the famous SNL thing where they were.
Yeah, but that's not the same. This is where John really. This would have been for them, and it would have been on an album or a song that would have come out. This is in 1975.
So a more profound commitment to trying to recapture the magic.
Right, and I think that's what it would have been, and then obviously it fizzled out. I told this to Paul many years later, a lot of years later.
Yeah.
And he said, "Oh, sure." I said we were going to come down, but what was it? Evidence did I have? I didn't have anything except saying it to him. And in the end, turns out Paul got I told him we were going to come down. He said, "Oh yeah, okay." So and then later on, maybe a year later or so, he found a postcard that John had written to Derek Taylor that said, "Thinking of visiting the Max in New Orleans."
Oh, so to verify it, wow.
What a needle in a haystack.
Yeah.
We were talking to May Pang, and she has an exhibit, photograph exhibit, which is taking place this weekend. It is today through Sunday at the Arte Gallery in New Hope. It says here it's free, so that's one of the two.
It is.
You're going to be making appearances there?
I will be there the whole time. They've brought the bed in for me now.
So Paul McCartney recently displayed some photos. He had a photo book come out, and he had a display in Brooklyn. So
yeah, I have to go see it.
He's held on to these for a long time. These are from the early 1960s. Did John take photos? Was he a guy that grabbed a camera from time to time?
He grabbed it, and with my camera, he would take photos of me and things like that.
So some of these photos are taken by John?
There's a couple that were taken by.
Awesome.
There's a couple, not a whole lot, but those are the ones I took of him.
Okay.
Okay, you guys were free spirits. How many nudes did he get of you?
There you go.
I'm not going to say.
Did he hang around naked a lot? I mean, it was a lot of people were
All
getting
the time,
naked in
it
the late
looked like.
60s and early 70s.
No, not really.
Okay. All right.
No.
Good.
Yeah. Listen, we've all seen him naked.
Yeah,
The cover
but
Yeah,
enough.
no, not in
Yes.
this case.
Enough already.
No.
Yeah.
What do you have a family? Did you go on? I don't know much about you post all of this. Did you marry, kids, anything of that?
Well, I was married to record producer Tony Visconti. We had 2 kids together. We divorced early 2000. But, you know, that was the last time.
Okay. All right.
And so, I mean, I'm a single lady.
You're a single lady.
Yes,
and
I
you.
am.
By the way, in the documentary, it goes into your early, your own childhood, and we talked during the first interview about the bizarre, the situation with your father, and you were kind of like swapped out for
That's right.
Adopted a son and put because he wanted to have a son, and that son got all the attention, and you were kind of pushed to the side. It was kind of a nightmarish upbringing.
Well, that was the typical Chinese. It was actually my sister who got X'd out as well. She was the main one because she was born in China. I'm the first one to be born in America.
Right.
On either side of the family. So it was really tough for her because he didn't want to bring her.
Yeah.
And my mother wanted it, and to this day, it affected her. And I know that it does. I don't care what anybody says.
I bet that adopted son didn't date John Lennon.
Oh, God. Oh, no, he once came over to my house, and I finally wouldn't talk to him for years. And finally came over to a party, and someone, was talking about John Lennon. He goes, well, I used to hang out in the Village, and I love Bob Dylan. We said, who cares?
Yeah, nice try. Nice try.
Oh,
yeah.
that's awesome.
I knew Leo Sayer.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, there's a lot of pictures of Harry Nilsson in here, too. He and John were thick as thieves.
Well, yes and no.
Okay.
His closest friend, his closest buddy was really Ringo.
No
and
kidding.
we were the new kids on the block in the sense coming in.
So,
that's
John's closest friend was Ringo, basically?
No,
Harry Nilsson.
Harry
Okay,
Nilsson.
yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I
because when he
misunderstood.
got married, I believe Ringo was the best man. Yeah.
Wow. It's interesting. It's fascinating stuff. The photographs are excellent. Like I said, they're very personal. You can taking a peek at the first few, and you can say, okay, this is John being John Lennon the man, not John Lennon the Beatle. And their great photographs are on display. It's now available today through Sunday at the Airtake Gallery in New Hope, and it's a free event. The hours, it says, are 11 a.m. to 5 p.m., so May Pang will be there, and, if you're a fan, you'll want to be there.
Yeah, and anybody can take him home. They could take, a print, buy a print.
You're selling prints as well?
All those, yeah. All those photographs can be bought, and they'll be sold unframed, and you could take it home. You could take him home. I can't tell you how many people love it, and they send me photos of what they've done and where they've put John in their home.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, these are very unique, these photos.
We're so happy you came by here, May. You're a lovely person.
Oh,
we appreciate
thank you for
being
having
here.
me.
Good luck
Thank
with
you.
everything.
Thank you.
All right.
I enjoyed it.
May Pang, guys. And make sure you go see her. The Airtake Gallery, John Lennon, the Lost Weekend photo exhibition happening through the weekend. We're going to take a break. We'll come back in just a minute. Make sure you hang out with us.
Preston and Steve.
I promise to laugh, smile, sing, dance, clap, jump, hug, high five, and be silly for the rest of the day and not let anything get me down. And if I frown, I will legally change my name to Dr. Droopyface and move away to a cabin in the mountains where I will operate an ostrich farm and sing songs about cats from outer space. Okay.
He got us.
You don't have to repeat that last part. Just say, let's party!
Let's party!
Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you today's official Chuck E. Cheese's birthday stars!
Kathy, do you want to do the dance with Chuck E. Cheese?
Okay, what's the dance?
Well, you just have to follow him. That's all.
All right, is there music that we play with this?
Yep, this is it right here.
All right, so here we go with the music now.
Put your hands in the air as you jump up and down.
Okay.
Then you bop side to side. Then you turn around. Then give yourself
They're doing everything you hear the song says to do, so
Just give yourself a high five.
clapping hands.
Then you step really high and stomp your feet on the ground. And you wiggle like a worm, wiggle all over town. Then give yourself a high five.
It's amazing.
Give yourself a high five.
She's doing it.
We do the happy dance for whoever it pleases.
That's the whip and nay-nay.
Everyone is happy when we go to Chuck E. Cheese's now.
Everybody wave your hands.
To the left, to the left, to the right. Everybody.
Oh, he's doing the opposite side. Normally facing the crowd.
Wave your hands. To the left, to the left, to the right.
Lift your tongue.
To the left, left, and to the right.
Drop your pants.
To the left, to the left, to the right. Everybody. To the left, left, and to the right. What's your neighbor? To the left, to the left, to the right.
There you go.
Everybody. To the left, left, and to the right. Everybody now free.
And that's the happy dance for Kathy's birthday this morning.
How can you not find that fun? And I'm still upset that they're reducing the animatronic characters. I always loved that band.
I know you did. You were definitely a
I
fan.
mean, well, Chucky and I need to talk after this.
I would like to see Kathy eat the butthole on the
Honestly, in some cultures, that means you're going to have good luck for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Just cut the butthole out and eat it.
Any
please.
assurance, it's fine, whatever.
Cut the butthole out now and eat it. Cut the butthole out now and eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just give you a spoon.
I mean, yeah, at this point, it really doesn't make a difference.
Yeah.
I'll eat them.
She's going to eat a say it.
Eat the butthole or eat the snot. Eat the butthole or eat the snot.
I'd rather
Eat the snot?
No, the butthole.
Eat the snot now instead of the butthole.
You want me to?
The songs are easy to write, right?
Yeah. You want me to take a scoop of the butthole for you?
Yeah.
Do I mean, okay.
Yeah, scoop the butthole out.
I'll scoop it. You got it?
Yeah, let her scoop it.
Let me scoop the butthole.
And it was at that point when I scooped the butthole.
Yes.
What?
How did Magneto get here?
It was at that moment I scooped the butthole.
All right, so Kathy is now
Cutting the butthole out.
cutting the butthole out.
At the age of 39, Kathy scooped her first butthole.
And let's get video of her eating the butthole. And there it is.
Yes! Tarantula.
That was very special. Tarantula, yes. All right.
This is very wonderful. Any of these kind of party things with Chucky here and everything,
Are these pictures edible?
Yeah.
Why?
Yes, they are.
Yeah, they're made
They
of
should be.
asbestos.
Why does it feel weird in your mouth? There might be a film on top of it.
Yeah, sure is.
No, the texture is just different than what you're used to.
No,
Like kind of choke you different?
No, it's completely edible.
Here, try the snot.
How's that butthole feeling?
Yep, tastes
All right,
delicious.
That's wonderful. Rachel Ray also has a birthday today. Rach is
She keeps going.
49, and that show continues. I can't believe that.
I was just watching the end of it last night, not last night, yesterday in the office, and that's an Oprah production.
Mm-hmm.
Rachel Ray?
Yeah, Rachel Ray's an
Was
Oprah
she-
Discovery.
Did she kind of come from Oprah's show?
I think so.
No, she
didn't?
was she was on Food Network first.
Oh, okay.
And then Oprah realized she loved her.
Okay.
And then kind of took her under her wing and then created this show for her and all that
So it's-
stuff. But she was on Food Network well before she got on Oprah's radar.
Okay.
She had this show called 1 Minute Meals. I used to watch it. It was not 1 Minute Meals.
Yummo.
30-minute meals.
1 minute.
It's an old microwave.
What is this?
Your program
It's hot water. More hot water, please. This is delish. What is this? Glass of milk. Delish.
How long did it take you to make that?
1 minute.
It was actually about 41 seconds.
Right. We ballpark it. Man is admitted to punching his girlfriend in the face after she turned down his marriage proposal. Andre Pavel had splashed out an engagement ring, a bunch of flowers to surprise Andrea Nagy with the at her workplace.
With the at her workplace.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, pig Latin there.
But when she replied no, he lost his temper and he hit her in the face.
Would you make me the happiest man on earth? No.
Knocked her to the ground, left her with significant injuries.
No.
After being arrested, Pavel, who has no previous convictions, told police officers that he was upset by the rejection.
I was a little upset.
Now the defendant has been banned from contacting his victim for a year after pleading guilty to assault by beating.
But maybe she'll think it over now that he's beaten her.
The Justice Center heard Pavel and Miss Nagy had been in an intense relationship for 3 months and had moved in together before hitting a rocky patch.
Since you came into my life 3 months ago, it's been the best time of my life. Would you be my wife? No.
Pavel proposed to Miss Nagy, but she said no, and he punched her in the face.
You're like an angel. You make me a better man. I was lost before you. Would you be my wife? No.
Okay.
You didn't kill her. Okay.
Miss Nagy said she was scared of the defendant and described him as jealous and controlling, and it was a single punch.
I've got to tell you, I was lost and now I am found. The fact that you make me want to be better is everything to me. And so I ask you here on bended knee, would you be my wife? No.
Pavel now accepts that there's no future in it. I have another historic.
Once more into the vast library of the WMMR studios as the historian informs us of history past.
I should get a real pipe, don't you think?
I think you should. No, that's not too bad though.
This one's
It's
pretty good.
actually it's pretty good, and it doesn't generate smoke.
I actually went to look for a real pipe for this segment, and I couldn't find one at
Why
my
don't you use your
neighborhood.
bowl?
At my neighborhood.
Yeah, just use a bong.
Jesus.
And now the historian takes out his one hitter.
You think I would look as good at one hitter? I got a bat in my mouth.
This is an exceptional skunk weed.
I love the smell of pipe smoke.
It is pretty.
I do too.
It smells nice.
Oh, you just smell it up your ass.
Oh, wait, here we go.
There it
Yes,
is.
thank you, Marissa. Hold on.
And now from the Grand Library of the MMR studios, the historian firmly placing his gas mask bong over his head begins.
There's never been a historian like you.
No.
I just want to hear what he sounds like in that thing.
All right, I got this next one.
We firmly believe
this is merely a method for you to get stoned.
Can you hear me at all?
Yes.
Okay.
Barely.
Little.
You got to take that off.
Yeah, this would be pretty stupid. For
Yeah.
But I'll give it a second.
We have 3 of those, by the way.
It's a gas mask.
Yeah.
It's a gas mask with a bong attached to the mouth.
Do your eyes fog up?
A little bit.
Only when you start thinking of home.
And I'm wearing my glasses in here too, which is all right. I got to take this thing off.
Why do we have that again?
We tried a stunt with them. We were going to put something in that, and you'd have
peanuts.
to hands-free peanuts or something. Or,
Was
yeah,
it?
M&Ms.
It was Keenan's.
Beer.
Yeah, but was it made for us?
No.
I didn't say peanut.
We put peanuts in it. No, you can actually. There's a place on Main Street in Manayunk. It is a quote-unquote tobacco shop.
So we purchased those?
Yes, I purchased those. Yeah.
All right, let's dive into the entertainment news. I'm sure you heard about this, but it's a big announcement. Princess Kate and Prince William are expecting their third child together. It is official. Kensington Palace confirmed on Monday that they are already, of course, they are already the parents to Prince George IV, and who is 4. I'm sorry, not the 4th. Prince George is 4.
How did you pull that one off?
And Princess Charlotte, who
I
is
ricocheted off the ceiling.
Who is 2. The Royal Highness, here's the official announcement from Kensington Palace. It said, Their Royal Highness, says, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge are very pleased to announce that the Duchess of Cambridge is expecting their third child.
Harry IV.
The Queen
of
and member
England
of
and
both
members of Parliament, in conjunction with the Benny Hill estate.
They got
of both families are delighted with the news.
What?
Ringo and Betty Hill. Stepping up.
Fish and chips, fox hunts,
Tallywhacker.
and tallywhacker.
So Kate is again facing an acute form of morning sickness. Sometimes she had grappled with during her first 2 pregnancies.
It's completely debilitating. Do they have the name of it there? It's
It's called hypermesis gravidarum.
Right. So she's her level of nausea and everything is off the charts.
Sounds like a Harry Potter spell.
Yeah.
But she had it with each kid.
Yeah, exactly. So she actually canceled an appearance Monday morning due to the illness. And they had said that in a statement, as with her previous 2 pregnancies, the Duchess is suffering from hypermesis gravidarum. Her Royal Highness will no longer carry out her planned engagement at the Hornsey Road Children's Centre in London today. The 35-year-old royal is expected less than 3 months, less than 3 months pregnant. And they only went public with the information because of how sick she is.
Are you okay in there, sweetheart? Would you like some milk of magnesia?
The prince recently discussed Kate's parents
to be in a bad way.
The prince recently discussed Kate's parenting skills in glowing terms and admitted that there are good days and bad days for every parent. He had said, as the other parents in the room will tell you.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
Brought to you by Mini Melts of America. Breaking ice cream news. You can get Mini Melts ice cream delivered right to your door on the Wawa app, and you're just a few clicks away from enjoying your favorite Mini Melts flavor. Download the Wawa app today. I'm going to do the Kathy Romano's mom's version of the Bizarre File, because we're going to go one disturbing story, one funny story.
Okay.
One disturbing story, one funny story. All right.
Got to do it.
You're going to bring us down, and then you're going to lift us up.
So we'll start with the disturbing one. A victim, Stephen Anderson, was walking on a Texas street to pick up mail when a car ran over him.
Jeez.
The suspect, and there's video of this. It's messed up. I saw it. The video is 20-year-old Karen Fisher, identified in court records as a man, but also described as a woman by police. The car, after hitting him, reversed, ran over him again, pushing him further into the street while neighbors frantically called 911. One neighbor came out of the building with a pillow, and that's when the suspect returned with a knife in hand.
What?
The suspect can be seen flipping Anderson's limp body over, straddling and then kissing him before then stabbing him 9 times.
As insane a thing as you could possibly imagine.
All right, so
Deranged.
do they have history, or is this just a random?
We do not know, according to the story. So I saw this yesterday, and I don't know if there's been a follow-up to the connection or anything like that. The suspect casually walked away as if nothing had happened. There were people standing around, too, but they're like, I mean, are you going to get involved and try to do something to someone who's just stabbed someone to death and ran them over? So people are standing back just trying to keep their distance. The suspect could be seen trying to get into another car while talking to witnesses. When that was unsuccessful, she leaped over Anderson's body and then walked away. Fisher was charged with the 64-year-old's murder and is being held on $2 million bond. Records show that Fisher was on community supervision for 5 years for evading arrest in 2023. And records show Fisher was also charged with prostitution in 2021, but that case was later dismissed. So other than that,
there was a whole lot. There's a whole lot going on in this guy's mind.
I don't know exactly what happened or what their connection was, or if this was random. So messed up. All right, that's a disturbing story. Here's a lighter one. The winner of a massive $1.35 billion Mega Millions jackpot known as John Doe in court filings is being accused by the mother of his child of lying about sharing his winnings after she broke a non-disclosure agreement by telling his family about the huge lottery score. Meanwhile, Doe's own father, a former police chief, has admitted a sworn declaration claiming his son lied about plans to provide financial support to him as well.
So it's all happening, all coming out of the woodwork.
Yep. The dad alleges Doe promised to buy him a house and set up $1 million trust fund.
But I've heard Doe's a deer.
But changed his tune after winning. Meanwhile, and we're talking $1 million for the over $1 billion he won to drop in the bucket. Meanwhile, the woman who shares a child with him says that Doe has a security team monitoring her communications and even kidnapped their daughter, which he denies. So there will be a follow-up on that, I'm sure.
I'm sure it'll work out just fine.
All right, here's another disturbing story. Mysterious skeletal remains found lodged inside the chimney of a Wisconsin music store have fueled speculation and frustrated investigators for more than 30 years, but DNA analysis recently revealed a huge clue in the cold case.
I can solve it right now.
Okay.
Santa Claus.
No. It was September 1989, and the owners of Good and Loud Music in Madison were removing a faulty boiler in the basement when they made a discovery. One person happened to peer down a pipe leading to a chimney and saw a human skull at the other end. The skull was part of a complete skeleton wearing an iron cross necklace and feminine clothing trapped in cramped darkness. No identification was found. There was no way that the person could have gotten into that pipe from within the building, apparently. The question of who has finally been answered after 34 years. Researchers created a DNA profile and identified the skeleton as a man named Ronnie Joe Kirk. Madison detective Jim Gran, who died in 2022, had called the case the most frustrating of his career and one he aimed to keep working on even in retirement. But unfortunately, he died to see this.
It's amazing.
Before he could see this. Questions still linger. It's not clear how Kirk died and how they ended up in the chimney, or where they apparently remained, where they apparently remained for long enough for the flesh to fall away.
And how they get the toys down the chimney.
Investigators at the time also found a matching belt and shag pile sweater and pointed low heel shoes, but they don't know anything about the mysterious death.
Stories like this, you know, in HVAC, says when they discover a skeleton or a body or whatever, you know, what a horrible way to go.
Yep. 2 Missouri women vacationing in Florida ended up taking an unexpected detour to jail after a brawl broke out over a golf cart and Disney World tickets.
Yeah.
Catherine Northrup and Gina Danforth are accused of getting into a physical fight because they were both upset over a golf cart and tickets to Disney World. The brouhaha happened when police were called to a home where the women had to be physically separated while Northrup allegedly got belligerent.
She's got my golf cart and Disney tickets.
Well, Northrup told police that Danforth got into her face and was spitting and claimed that while she attempted to separate herself, she was grabbed by her hair and pinned down. And that's when the punches started flying. Both women admitted to the officers that they engaged in the fight. Several other people were also present during the scuffle.
Did one have the tickets and the other have the golf cart, or did one have both the golf cart and the tickets?
It doesn't say, so I'm not sure where the whole, what the issue was over the tickets and golf carts.
Does the golf cart have a glove compartment?
Both women were arrested and charged with battery. I do not know.
Okay.
Usually they don't.
Okay.
They have an area where you can put stuff, but
like your Disney tickets?
Maybe your Disney tickets. If you're not careful, they can fly and blow away, though. So, All right. This is a sad story, but it's got a conclusion to it. The Boston teenager who died the same day he ate a Packy 1 Chip Challenge tortilla chip did indeed died from the effects of consuming a large amount of the chili pepper extract, and also had a congenital heart defect.
So it overwhelmed his system.
Yeah, the 1 Chip Challenge tortilla chip was one of the last things that Harris Wolbaugh, a 14-year-old high school sophomore, ate. And he died in the hospital about 2 hours later. Wow. The chip had a contentious reputation beforehand, earning criticism from parents and medical professionals. But Wolbaugh's death marked the first time that it was potentially linked to a fatality. And on Thursday, the autopsy results confirmed it.
Have you guys had him?
No. Is he the one that purchased it? I mean, I hope he is. I hope somebody else didn't purchase it.
Right, because they're going to feel terrible.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Case, I don't really know. But the cause of death was listed as cardiopulmonary arrest in the setting of recent ingestion of food substance with high capsaicin concentration.
God.
So they obviously stopped making those things.
He lost the 1 Chip Challenge.
Yes, he did. All right, and the last story, this is funny. While tending to his fields in rural Saskatchewan, farmer Barry Sawchuk made an out-of-this-world discovery. It was a massive charred heap of twisted metal weighing 88 pounds and spanning 6.5 feet wide. Initially mistaking the bizarre object for garbage, Sawchuk soon realized that it was likely space debris.
God damn, that hurt.
Astronomy professors determined the debris originated from a February SpaceX rocket launch. As experts warn that as private space companies become more common, more space junk will fall from the sky.
That's good news.
SpaceX has yet to claim the giant pile from Sawchuk's farm. As for what to do with it, the farmer plans to sell it to help fund a local hockey rink. Can't get more Canadian than that.
Yeah.
All right,
Good
and
luck.
that is what I have in the bizarre file for you this morning. Yeah. Casey noticed something. Now, there's a lot of national this and national that days. I don't get to all of them just because there's too many of them.
There's like 9 every day.
But today, and we're going to do a tribute musically, is National Pizza Party Day.
Love this.
I want pizza. P-I-T-Z-A. I want pizza.
All right.
Hey, are you ready to play?
I will put this on every couple months.
Throw it on top and make the finger lick.
If you don't know, it's the Olsen twins when they were little kids singing this song, and somebody slowed it down.
I slowed it down even more.
I remember the first time we saw that, we could not contain ourselves.
Oh, my
We
God.
were just in hysterics
Because
over that whole thing.
it's demonic. Pizza.
So have a National Pizza Party Day, dear friend. We're going to take a break. When we get back, we'll give some stuff away. Lesson question. We'll get the trash. We will get the music news. A reminder, Paulsboro High School, Paulsboro, New Jersey. Voting for the coolest teacher. You have till Monday, so make sure you do it. Text word teacher 39333. We'll send you the voting link. Be back in a moment. Wonderful highs and there's wonderful lows. It's been quite a change for me personally. I'm very lucky in the support I have from Catherine. She's an amazing... She's an amazing mother and a fantastic wife. Love between a man and a woman is a beautiful thing.
Especially if it's on video.
Yeah, that's right.
Don't you agree? Yeah.
I'd have to agree with you on that. And as wonderful as expressing that love through human touch and well, getting it on.
Right.
I'm being nice because Bill's here this morning.
I know.
All right. This is about sex.
Yeah.
The withdrawal method.
Okay, where you go to the bank and you take everything out in one shot.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
No, also known as the pull-out method.
Yeah.
Is being used by twice as many men as a decade earlier. Is a form of birth control.
Yeah, it is the most. It is a risky proposition.
Oh yeah,
and,
absolutely.
That's I don't know if that's not good news.
Listen to this. While 10% of unmarried men between the ages of 15 and 44 used this form of birth control in 2002, that number jumped to 19% in 2015, according to the Center for Disease Control. Yeah, but the use of condoms is on the rise, but still only a third of men wear them.
In my condom days, my brand, purchasable at the local mobile station, Bareback.
Bareback?
Yeah.
Really?
No.
Wow. I was a Trojan guy. I went with the most popular product.
Trojan brand.
That's right.
Do they still have the machines in men's bathrooms? I haven't seen them in a long time.
Yeah. Well, the dispensers you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because I on the weekends I work as a lot lizard.
It's good to know that those are there.
Yeah. You sure you're a woman? Yeah.
I have on rare occasions seen them before, Case.
That's where I saw them for the first time as a child. There was a bar across the street from our swim club.
Go buy Daddy some condoms.
And no, but I didn't know what condoms were. I just knew that they had a machine there.
Yep.
And so I went over there. I bought some out of there. I bought a French tickler and a regular one.
I was going to ask if they had French ticklers or not. Yeah.
And then I brought it back to the pool and I inflated them like they were balloons.
Of course.
And there was like an adult who was like, dude, what are you doing? I'm like,
What is that?
Give me a little
Want to have a pool party? I've been waiting for you. This is a dream come true.
According to Planned Parenthood, about 27 of 100 women will get pregnant with her partner when her partner uses the withdrawal as control. Comparatively, only about 9 out of every 100 women on a contraceptive pill will become pregnant in a year.
Have you ever seen just one fireman on a hose? That's kind of what I'm like. So with the whole withdrawal thing, like I have no control.
Okay.
Yeah.
You probably took it one level into the uncomfortable Bill area.
Yeah.
About exactly how you discharge.
Dude. Okay. We're going to move along now to something else.
So we do support our local firefighters.
Of course. Yes. Of course. But we had 4 listeners come in. We had Mel, Frank, Kat, and Victoria, because we have been talking about the movie It, which is opening on Friday. I'm going to go see it on Saturday. I already got my tickets. I'm ready.
I'm seeing it Friday.
All right. So what we did is we took these 4 listeners, Mel, Frank, Kat, and Victoria, and we put them in another room with Dr. Steven Rosenberg, Philadelphia's #1 hypnotist, the Thor of hypnosis.
The Thor. He's been referred to quite often as the Thor of hypnosis.
But I want to, it's going to take a minute, but they're in the other room. I want to bring our listeners in.
Aren't you?
And we're going to have them meet some people.
Aren't you pulling for them?
Yeah. I think it would be awesome.
It'd be so cool.
Yeah, if they were able to get past their fears. But we are going to set the stage here. They're making their way in now. There's Kat, and here
Mel looks
comes
scared.
Mel. Mel doesn't look happy. And you have Victoria. She was the most scared. And Frank is wearing his glasses. He's got a vision issue, so we can't quite read him from his eyes. So why don't you guys come on over to the microphones over here. And first of all, let's see how you're feeling. Kat, you were the first one in. How you feeling after that session with Dr. Rosenberg?
I'm feeling pretty good.
Okay.
I'm more relaxed, more
all right.
calm.
Good.
Yeah. It was definitely calming. And
Okay.
But now what you may learn is that from now on you're going to smoke. No.
Yeah, that's they replace your
the one trade-off. Yeah.
Mel,
replace your clown fear with the desire to smoke.
Mel, you looked really nervous when you walked in here. Is it the fact that we have the room decorated with balloons and circus fair? Does that bother you at all?
Yeah. Actually, it's bothered me quite a bit.
Oh, really?
I was really relaxed until I saw the balloons and the big tent behind me.
Then let's go to Victoria. Hello there, Victoria. How you doing?
Shaking.
Okay.
All right, and then last, let's talk to Frank. How do you feel? What did you think of the session? Did it resonate with you at all?
Not really.
Not really. Okay. Well, what would you just? So you just don't like clowns?
Correct.
We have some clowns here. Okay,
Right.
and what we're not gonna have people screaming and yelling and running in and going crazy or anything like that.
No.
We just wanted to get your initial reaction when we bring a clown into the studio. Mel is already. You look like you've gone into. You're staring off into the distance.
This should be fun.
Mel,
Yeah.
you okay?
Yeah, I'll be good.
Mel's crying, guys.
Yeah, I don't think
Mel.
Mel, do you want to take a seat, Mel? Are you good? Okay. All right.
All right, so this is a heavy metal version of Send in the Clowns. We're bringing in our first clown. This is Cheeks, by the way.
Cheeks is a female clown.
Yeah, so Cheeks is coming. Cheeks, just stay over by Nick. Don't get any closer.
Mel, how you look? Cheeks is fairly pleasant, right?
Yeah, Cheeks is good.
Okay.
Cheeks is good.
Could you normally be this close to a clown?
What?
Could you normally be this close to a clown?
My other past instances have kind of been fight or flight, so I've just run.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
so
you're
this
doing
is
great.
This is good.
Doing well.
Kat, you're not looking at
No,
her.
she's not looking at all.
I don't like the black lipstick. It's
The black lipstick.
yeah.
Victoria is not looking at her either. She's just to her left.
And you're doing okay.
You should feel my pulse because my pulse isn't doing okay.
Okay, but
Can you look at? Can you look at her?
No, I'm good.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
You don't want to look at her? Because, okay, so we've gone to, this was the easiest level, by the way. We're going to bring it up just a notch. Let's bring in Grin next, please.
Grin.
Connor, let Grin come into the studio. Now, be nice, Grin. Come on in. All right, here. Oh, my God.
Hey, here's Grin.
He's horrible. Victoria's crying now.
Victoria, you crying?
She is.
Yeah, she is. Okay.
Frank, how you doing?
If it wasn't for the fact that I don't have enough money for bail, I'm okay.
It's wild that his reaction is to attack.
Attack.
I can see that, though.
All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to bring in our last clown, and we'll do this quickly, and then we'll get them out of here because I think it's getting to be too much.
Yeah,
for these
and get
guys.
the
So
assessment. All right,
let's
other
bring
clowns, step
Carnage.
back.
Let's bring Carnage in. Carnage is he's the head honcho, and he is not only is he wearing the bib overalls, but he also has a chicken hanging around his neck, which he was squeaking. And Carnage, come on over to the microphone. How you doing, man?
Good. How's it going, guys?
Good. It's good to see you as always, sir. It's kind of tough to miss these guys when they show
they're
up.
awesome, and they're believe it or not, at the camp out a lot of times, kids will come up to them because they think they're so cool. So you guys hearing them speak in normal voices, does that make a difference?
Yeah, no, I'd say definitely hearing them talk is one thing, and just physically seeing them and hearing like sound effects is another. So that horn like triggered me.
Oh my God, Carnage is leaning in towards her.
She is.
Oh, he's handing her a bloody rag. That's probably not a good idea.
All right.
And then, Kat, how are you doing now?
Yeah, seeing them just walk in was it made your heart race and stomach drop. And then when they start talking, it's all right.
Okay, all right. I think we're making strides
I think
here.
so.
Does anybody want to hug them?
Go ahead. A clown?
Yes.
Mel is saying no.
Don't let
Frank
Frank
say
do
no.
it.
Kat, would you be open to a hug from one of these clowns?
I'll hug a clown.
We're breaking down barriers here. All right, Kat. No, let's not have them.
No,
come
no,
over.
no. You come over.
You go to the clowns. All right,
There we go.
so we're gonna a group hug. Look at this.
Wow.
Get a picture of this. This is wonderful.
It worked.
Now that was special. Victoria.
Okay.
All right, Victoria's gonna do it. All right, Victoria. Mel, you don't have to. Don't worry.
No, Mel, you're fine.
All right, so Victoria's getting it. She's actually smiling. And she's closing her eyes at the same time. So we're going to get a really good picture for you. Let me ask Mel, would you like to do it or no?
Sure.
All right, she's diving in. She's going to do it.
We're making friends.
We're making friends. This is a beautiful thing.
Mel, look at Mel's face. You're
on,
doing
Mel.
a great job.
Oh, yes, that was huge. All right, Frank, we're not even going to answer.
Yeah.
Unless you want to volunteer that. Yeah, you probably don't, do you?
No.
Okay, he doesn't.
All right.
Oh, my
Is this
God.
real?
Are
I
you
don't-
really doing that?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. That's
Very good.
Awesome. I love that. Let's hear it for Mel and Frank and Kat and Victoria. They did wonderful. Fear of Clowns. Getting over it right here on the Preston and Steve Show. Yes, we have from the band Fozzy. Let's give some love, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Jericho.
Yeah, I walked in. There's a whole studio audience here, a live studio audience.
Yeah.
This is great.
And a lot of people were excited and came in here very specifically just to say hi and see this interview in person.
Well, it's great, and thanks for having me on. You must be like first I'm on the phone, then I'm here in person. I appreciate all the Jericho love. I'll tell you that right now.
Coming over to the house next.
Yeah, I got an app next week. There's a hologram. They're going to tour. There's the Jericho hologram and the Dio hologram are going on tour next month.
Hey, you got to milk all the...
93.3 WMMR. And shook me all night long. It's about 18 minutes after 10 o'clock with the Preston and Steve show. We will be giving away Word of the Week prize in a little bit. We're not too far away from that. So if you've been collecting the letters, hang on just a little bit longer and maybe walk out of here with $500. That's what we're giving away this week. We're going to give away something else, totally different right now, as the lesson question is asked to you. And if you get it correct, you will be going to see Heart, who will be playing Friday, May 24th at the Hard Rock Live at Edis Arena in Atlantic City. Here's the question that we will ask. An Algerian man was found alive in a neighbor's cellar after going missing for 26 years. What fictional TV couple was he most concerned about when he came out of the hole? 215-263 WMMR. Do you remember?
Yep.
Okay. What fictional character was a guy that had been found alive in a neighbor's cellar for the past 26 years? What fictional couple was he most concerned about? You had to have heard this. Let's see if you know the answer. 215-263 WMMR. As you call, we will do this.
The trash business is a gold mine. 93.3 WMMR with Preston and Steve's Hollywood Trash.
Brought to you this morning by Sports and Social at Live Casino. Phillies Fridays at Sports and Social Philly. Every Friday home game, you can enjoy free caricature drawings, Budweiser specials, giveaways, memorabilia, and more. So visit sportssocialphilly.com. What's happening this morning, Steve?
Well, now that his, quote, beef with Kendrick Lamar has started to wind down, Drake says he has decided to relist his $88 million Beverly Hills mansion for sale. What exactly a, quote, beef has to do with real estate? Well, I have no goddamn idea.
Yeah. Hey!
Botch star Dr. Terry Dubrow throwing support to Kelly Clarkson, saying people need to stop being shameful for using Ozempic. Dr. Dubrow says that in addition to the health benefits of weight loss, he's making a mint, surgically raising knockers up off patients' kneecaps.
Oh, my God.
And finally, Sophie Turner admitting that she wasn't sure she wanted to have a child with Joe Jonas and actually considered all options. Turner says the one thing she did know is that, quote, this Jonas thing must end. And that's a Hollywood Trash.
All right, we'll see if you do indeed know the answer to this. An Algerian man was found alive in a neighbor's cellar after going missing for 26 years. And what fictional TV couple was he most concerned about? It is Chad that we will go to. Hi, Chad. Good morning.
What's up, dumb bitches?
Hey, you dumb bitch. All right, who was it, Chad? What was the fictional TV couple?
That'd be Sam and Diane.
Sam and Diane. You got it. Hang on there, bud. We're going to give you tickets to go see Heart Friday, May 24th at Hard Rock Live at Edis Arena in Atlantic City. Tickets are on sale now via Ticketmaster, so congratulations to yourself.
Now, Preston and Steve's Music News on 93.3 WMMR.
Jigsaw. Brought to you by Mainline Armory. If you're looking to learn how to safely handle a firearm, you got to check out the Training Academy at Mainline Armory in Malvern. They offer youth, ladies only, co-ed training, and more. Visit mainlinearmory.com for more details. Steven Tyler is clearly on the road to recovery, as evidenced by his surprise appearance at the Black Crowes show in London night before last. The Aerosmith frontman, who's been ailing from a vocal cord issue, appeared on stage during the encore of the Black Crowes show to perform Mama Kin. Tyler walked onto the stage unannounced, joined the band, and it just added to the whole surprise of it all. He did not fall off the stage.
So if he joined them on stage, his vocal issues are more than likely over, right?
Yeah, according to this report I read, he sounded great, considering his recovery and having not performed live in months, so he should be good to go. Slayer's unexpected announcement of their reunion for various music festivals this fall coincides with guitarist Kerry King's freshly unveiled debut solo album, From Hell I Rise, and its accompanying tour. However, King was quick to clarify that the Slayer reunion is merely a brief blip on the radar.
The name of the album is From Hell I Rise?
Is one-off live performances. We have not heard that. I have forgotten about that. I forgot about Slayer, Steve.
You get one. Got my reverb. Yeah.
I love that. It's still great, man. All right, so looking ahead, King said he said that they're not going to ever make another record. Slayer is never going to tour again.
Never say never.
Looking ahead, King plans to ramp up activities with the solo group next year, saying that Slayer could potentially reunite once every 2 years, every 3 years, every 5 years. The guitarist, who hasn't spoken to former bandmate Tom Araya since Slayer's premature 2019 retirement, remains focused on supporting his solo album this summer alongside Mastodon and Lamb of God.
He's got his new band, the Dapper Dans.
Oh, the Dapper Dans. And rather than Slayer.
Mr. Sandman.
And then finally, System of a Down's attempts to record a new album between 2016 and 18 ultimately collapsed due to creative differences stemming from the dynamic between songwriter Serge Tankian and Darren Malakian. The singer has revealed this in a recent interview. While promoting his new memoir, Down with the System, Tankian is shedding new light on how their roles have shifted over time, with each musician encroaching on the other's territory. The frontman described Malakian as fiercely protective of his music, suggesting this fueled tensions, adding, I think that created some of the creative differences that we started finding. Despite plans to collaborate in 2016, group grew disheartened by the lack of progress, with Tankian ultimately drawing a line in the sand, saying that he couldn't revert to past dynamics.
You stay here. I need to go get some sand.
The iconic new metal act has since performed select shows, including headlining Las Vegas's Sick New World Festival, with one more slated for August in San Francisco. So they just can't quite get it together. And that is all I have in music news for you. All right, we have a final break that we're going to take right about now. We're going to come back in a moment, wrap up the program, get the letter of the day for the Word of the Week prize, and give that away, hopefully, to you, dear friend. So we'll be right back. Hang out.
Everywhere you can squeeze the crap out of every drop.
Every teat.
Absolutely.
Let me tell you first how impressed I am with the album. I took it home the other day. I listened to it on the way home and wasn't sure what to expect. I had heard Judas because we've been playing it, and I definitely like the song. And what did I come back and tell you guys?
So solid. This is real deal.
My word was it's legit.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay,
Yeah.
because you have people who have a name from another entertainment industry or sports industry, and then they want to open the door and head down another path and try something out for a little bit, and most of the times that doesn't work. So I was pleasantly surprised when I listened to it. I'm like, okay, this is straight up. It's the real deal.
Well, it's cool. This is our 7th record, and we're almost like a 17-year overnight sensation at this point, which is good because I think over the years, slowly but surely, people have come to realize that, like you said, this is legit. This is the real deal. If it wasn't, I wouldn't be doing this. I think every band has some kind of a gimmick when they start, whether it's Slipknot wears masks or Kiss has makeup or all these different things. Bottom line is, either it's good music or it's not. And it doesn't matter who's in the band or what the story is.
Yeah.
Either it's good or it's bad. And after all these years, people are finally going, holy smokes, Fozzy is legit. They make a judgment just because I'm in the band. I think sometimes we have to work twice as hard to get people's respect because of that. We don't mind. When I was 13 years old, I decided I wanted to be in a rock band and I wanted to be a wrestler. And people laughed me out of the building. I remember I went to church and told people, and people laughed me out of the church. Here I am all these years later doing both. I really don't care if people have a judgment about what I do or what I don't do. All I know is that this is good, and I know that people are embracing it.
Right.
If you have a passion and a desire and a talent to do more than one thing, especially in this day and age, it's okay. And if people don't have an issue with that, Paul Stanley said in this documentary that I watched, I probably told you guys this about the book, the only people that tell you can't do something are the ones that have failed. I'm not going to tell you can't do it because I did it. You can do it. And when Paul said that, I embraced that concept and went for it wholeheartedly. And here we are right now talking about this stuff, and it's a great feeling.
Well, I think in a way also you have the benefit of you had another. I'm going to say a safety net, but you had another thing running that allowed you to just be tenacious, and that you're okay. You don't dig it now. We're going to keep doing it. We're not going to stop. And then, as you said, through attrition, people started to come on board. And this, as you described it, Judas is the game changer.
So is your time being on the mic and doing what you did in the ring helped you out with being able to talk to the audience?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I when I first started wrestling when I was 19, I wanted to be the ultimate rock and roll frontman in the wrestling ring. Paul Stanley, Freddie Mercury, Bruce Dickinson. I wanted to be like the front man, the party host. And so I did that when I first started because I wasn't the biggest guy, but I knew I could have the biggest personality and the biggest charisma. So when we started Fozzy, I just took those same qualities that I was using as Y2J that I stole from great frontmen, like I mentioned, and then took it back into Fozzy. So it's very much symbiotic. That's a big word for a Canadian. But it all depends on connecting with the audience, whether it's wrestling or music. You need to connect with the crowd and let them know that you don't take yourself seriously. You take the music seriously. You have to have a good time. And when we go do these festivals, there's not a lot of bands that do that. It's very aggro. It's very mosh pitting and stuff. And that's fine. But for us, just drink some beer and chant Fozzy and show your boobs, whether you're a girl or a guy. We don't care. And that's when you get the connection.
Yeah.
Let's, like, especially in this day and age with all the crap that's going on in the world, come to a Fozzy show, leave the BS at the door, and just have a good time, man. That's what it's all about.
Well, that's it. And we've said this, it's the very nature of our show is that if, over the years, we've heard other shows where it seems like they're pissed off all the time. Why would I want to listen to a show or go to a show where I think they're not enjoying what they're doing?
It's okay to smile and laugh.
Yeah.
I think sometimes the word fun and rock and roll gets lost in the translation. Those are always my favorite bands where you can go and just have a good time, man. That's what it's all about. And it's kind of a lost art, and it's something that we take great pride in. We have a reputation for being that way. Is if you come to one of our shows, you're just going to leave with a smile on your face, and that's okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't always have to be growling and angst and anger. Go to a Lamb of God show if you want to do that, and that's fine. But for us, we'd rather have some fun.
I know with all that going on, let's not take our eye off the ball here, folks. There's a new Miss America. They had in Atlantic City, obviously, is where the pageant takes place. So they had taken it away for like a couple of years, right? And then they brought it back. I just don't hear about it anymore.
Guys,
afterwards.
We used to watch it.
It was a big deal.
It was a thing
Years ago, it was massive.
Yeah.
And it's just now, I think internet porn took care of that.
But we have a couple of clips from it. We have, do you want to hear the winner? Let's hear the winner first.
All right.
Miss North Dakota.
Your new Miss America is Miss North Dakota.
So Miss North Dakota.
Miss North Dakota took it.
Attractive young lady, as you would imagine.
Wants to be the governor.
Yes,
eventually. That's her aspiration.
Yep, that is
correct.
correct.
The highlight for the evening was the talent portion, especially Miss Louisiana.
All right, here we go.
Lucky Lucy, are you ready? Yes. Hit it.
Heard it. I'm ready to talk now, and I cannot see your listening. What was that? I said I can't see your listening. Yeah, let's load Heard it. Sound good to you. You betcha. It sure does sound good, doesn't it, to be here in front of all these nice people? It's a dream come true. What was that? It's a dream come true. What was that? It's a dream come true.
She just gives up.
God damn it! I said it's a dream come true.
She's getting mad at herself.
I suck.
slams the dummy on the ground.
Freaking thing. To be here in front of all these fine people and mid-level celebrities is such a thrill. What are we gonna do? We're gonna entertain you. What's that? We're gonna entertain you. What's that? We're gonna entertain the people. What I said is, if you just listen for a effing second, we're going to entertain the people. She's gorgeous, though.
She's stunning. We're looking at a still shot of her.
She's a Miss America contestant.
Yeah, with her two ventriloquist dummies.
And the dummies.
Oh, we haven't even heard the clip yet. Are you ready?
You good people ready? Lucky Lucy, are you ready? Yes. Hit it. I wanna be a cowboy.
My Headlines on 93.3 WMMR. Everything at Rocks, 10:33 in the Preston and Steve Show as we are coming to a close today. And what a day it has been. A great Friday morning. Enjoy them as they roll out this way. We had a good time with some good guests. I'll thank them in a moment. The weather, even though you look outside, the weather outside is frightful. No, but it just looks...
This fire, though.
It's just delightful. No, if you look outside, it looks like it's kind of a lousy day. But, I mean, we're mainly not really calling for rain from what I've seen. Just clouds and the high of about 72 degrees. Not as breezy as it was yesterday. So, no sunshine. The sunshine would really be great, but it's not horrible. What is it?
It definitely has no sad bro characteristics. But, Casey, I'm looking at you when I say this. Good mowing day.
It's a good mowing day. Not out in the glaring heat and sunshine. So, it's a good mowing day. So I would like to thank our guests. We had comedian Ian Bagg.
Yeah. Hey.
Ian's a super nice guy, Canadian, playing Punchline tonight and tomorrow. Just a funny dude. And like you were saying, Steve, his social media, his clips that he plays are wonderful.
Terrific. Yeah. Great crowd work. And he's just off the cuff funny.
So he's playing tonight, tomorrow, like I said, at Punchline. And then we had the lovely May Pang. She's a very sweet woman, easy to talk to. She and John Lennon were in this intimate relationship for a year and a half. It was called The Lost Weekend. It was Yoko Ono's idea, and she's part of the Beatles legend, and she has an art gallery exhibition. These are photographs that are being shown this weekend. It's at the Erte Gallery in New Hope, and it is today through Sunday, and it's free.
Yeah. And you've not seen these pictures.
Yeah, and it's artegallery.com. So Erte is spelled ARETE gallery.com. So check that out and go see May Pang. She would love to see you. She's very, very nice. And if you're a Beatles fan, you can also buy the prints that she has. So it's pretty cool. We need to do the letter of the day. I'm guessing you got it, Case.
I got you.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Now, the Daily Letter.
And the Preston and Steve Show is brought to you today by the letter
Y as in Yango.
All right. I've not heard that in a long time. Caller 6-215-263 WMMR. We will see if you know the word of the week. What did Yango mean? I forgot. It was a kid's game or something?
We played it in high school, but the kids these days are playing the same game, but they're doing it with the word penis. And so the idea is one person says penis, or when we were in high school, you said Yango, and then somebody else would have to say it louder, and then louder, and then louder.
I see.
And eventually,
so you're screaming penis.
If we were in an assembly, you would hear just somebody at the top of their lungs yelling Yango.
Okay.
Right? And now the kids are doing it with penis.
I did not know that. All right, let's see. What else we need to do? I guess we can take that caller right now. We've got caller 6 on the line, ready to go. So let's get to him. We're going to go to Mark. Hey there, Mark.
Hey, you dumb bitch.
It's our new catchphrase.
I like how that's taken off. Mark, what's our word of the what's the word of the week, bitch?
Wacky.
That is absolutely correct. Mark, nice and simple. We're just going to give you $500 courtesy of the Bagster. All right, buddy?
Yoo-hoo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right, man. Hang on the line. Congratulations. Thanks for listening. Have a great week. And don't forget the Bagster is by far the most convenient and affordable way to help with your home cleanup. You can go buy it at any home improvement store, fill it, and simply schedule your collection, and it is gone. Clean it up with the Bagster, dumpster in a bag. We'll thank our sponsors for today. The Preston and Steve Show has been brought to you by Dunkin', and the Preston and Steve Show runs on Dunkin'. Also brought to you by Acme Markets, fresh foods, local flavors, and Trinity Rehab locations all over. It's trinity-rehab.com. Next week on the program, this is cool. I don't know if we ever talking to.
Yeah.
I almost didn't make any major mistakes at all today.
No. Talking to is a good one.
Talking to. Have we ever spoken to Daniel Stern, the actor?
I want to say yes.
Maybe years ago?
Maybe years ago. Yes, it was. But I'm going to say yes, but it's always a pleasure.
He's great. So we'll talk to him. And next Friday, 1 week from today, it's Keenan's Irish Pub.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, the official opening of the Jersey Shore. So we're headed to Wildwood, North Wildwood for the event. By the way, still looking for more people to sign up for the Seagull Screech Off. If you've got that talent, you want to be a part of it, we would like to hear from you. You can go to PrestonandSteve.com and get signed up for that in advance. So we'll get everything ready to go, and we will see you there. But next week, we'll spend some time ramping that up. That's it. We are done. Rage on. Have yourself a great weekend, and we'll see you later, friend. Bye-bye.
Mm-hmm.